We are a go. New save. Classic. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, Zach.
Oh my god, you're very quiet.
Sort of a late streamer on our hands.
Give me a minute. Give Adrian a minute. Usually his mic warms up. Talk to me again.
Zachariah?
You sound fine. I'll just have to stay on top of your mic. All right, we're good.
Okay. Hello, Zachariah.
Hello, Sladrian.
It looks like we have a bit of a late streamer today.
Yeah, had to do some stuff for the global in preparation for the global game jam next week.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Scum of the earth.
Truly.
Okay, there you go. Oh.
So this is what we're doing then?
For the most part, the whole point of this stream was that tomorrow neither Grant nor Saba are going to be here. And so I really, really, really wanted to use this opportunity for us to finally work through all of those fucking banter topics that we have.
Okay, well, like I posted, I have a couple, but I wanted Grant to be here for, obviously, Grant Dream Part 3, because I had another one.
Yeah.
I could talk about my job, or I could talk about the FOV hypothetical.
I would actually, just because it's been on my mind, I would actually like to hear about the FOV hypothetical.
Okay. Oh, hey, Lawrence.
Hello.
Hello, Lawrence.
So, I don't actually remember the minutia I had in mind when I wrote that down, but I guess what I'd like to propose in the moment with that prompt is, how much FOV would you be willing to purchase, like, increase-wise? Like, how much would you be willing to increase your FOV in real life?
Really?
How much does it cost?
Let's say like, $50 per 5 degrees. So $10
That's
for
it?
1 degree of FOV. Yeah.
I would increase my FOV to like 4,000 degrees. And I
That's
know
not
that... Yes, it does. You can go beyond 360.
Yeah, but it becomes redundant.
What do you mean it becomes redundant? That's the sound of a quitter right there.
Okay, so you'd be willing to spend that, like, thousands of dollars on that?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
You wouldn't, like, because obviously there'd be the initial shock of, like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, right?
I mean, yeah, but then I would be the most protected human being on the surface of the planet.
Right, but, like, think about glasses. How would those work?
That's a good point. I guess my vision wouldn't improve. It would just get wider. That's a good point. Wait, how
like,
does that,
imagine...
wait, hold up, by the way. How are you even proposing that you're increasing my FOV? Because
you
like,
your face, like, stretches, like, specifically the band of where your two eyes, they stretch around your head and add more eyes.
Oh my
oh
god.
What a fucking nightmare. Why would you propose this?
I don't know, because it's like...
What do you mean, I don't know? You're the one who did it.
Listen, I fucking posted that... How long? I posted that, like, on the 17th. I posted that 5 days ago.
That is true. You did post it a while ago.
I don't remember exactly, but... I don't know. I guess, do you have a specific degree... FOV degree that you use in like first-person shooters if you play any of them?
I don't really play first-person shooters, but I do play like, you know, first-person adventure games quite often, and in those circumstances, I often find myself putting my FOV to like 110 or something like that. Like in the sense of I usually do have to increase my FOV so that way I don't feel sick.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another fairy. Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
So, hello, Lawrence.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am also doing pretty okay. I'm excited to
Nice.
play Forager. I haven't played this game in a long time, and apparently there's been a lot of updates since the last time I played it.
Yeah, and I hear that we're just having a chill stream today.
This is, in fact, Chillstream. As I told Adrian mere moments ago, the objective of this stream is primarily to work through that impossibly long list of banter topics that we have. We don't necessarily need to catch up on all of them, but I definitely want to make a dent.
Oh, so now that Lawrence is here, I wanted to talk about my job. Namely, the fact that I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
no, what happened?
okay.
What happened was, so Sunday, I was like, alright, cool, I know all the details of my job and I'm not going to get any more surprises. Then I find out through an email, hey, your pay rate is actually $15 an hour. Congratulations! And I was like, no.
I'm about to say, when originally you thought it was 60, and then you were told it was 24.
No, I was told it was 60. No, I was told it was 45, then 60, then fucking 2, then 12, then 15, and then 26, and back down to 15 again. Over the course of 3 weeks, I received 7 different supposed pay rates for my job.
Ooh.
It's a sign of great respect from your theoretical employer.
So, the timeline is this. I have a morning shift and night shift. I do 2 hours in the morning, 4 hours at night. Hello, Sab. I'm talking about my job, which I no longer have. So here's the timeline for how I lose my job, or my job leaves me, or whatever. I do my morning shift. I start to go home. On the ride home, I get an email. I check on my phone. Congratulations! Your processing paperwork is officially hired. You're on the job. Your pay rate is only $15 an hour. And I'm like, what? Wait a second. That's not right. And so I'm like, hey, I want to fucking sort this out, because for $15 an hour, that woman and her kids can go fuck themselves.
Well,
So I spend most of the day doing that, and I tell my coworkers, my older brother, my mom, and my employer, hey, I'm not coming in today until I sort this out, because I want to make sure that everything's square. I'm not working for $15 an hour taking care of these 3 fucking kids. So that happens the next day, or that happens, and I'm told basically, oh, well, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, no one's at the office, so we can't help you right now. I'm like, alright, that sucks, but fine, I'll work it out tomorrow, so I'm not coming in tomorrow either.
And this was Monday, right? Just to make sure.
This is Monday. Here's the specific thing. Later that night, because I didn't come in, I'm like, all right, I'm at home. I might as well actually log my hours, because since I got the email, I got the ability to access the website and, you know, like actually backlog the hours so I can get back paid for it before I was technically hired, because they allow that. I was to guarantee back pay, so I'm doing that. I log on the website. I logged in on like early on Monday just to test it when I got the email in the car, and then I didn't do it because I was busy trying to figure out my $15 an hour pay rate. At night, after taking a stress nap, because I'm very stressed out at this point, I log back on. Turns out I can't actually access or log hours anymore because I've been removed as a caretaker from the list. And I look at my phone, and during my stress nap, I got a text from my employer saying, hey, just because it was the company's fault, I don't appreciate being left hung. I don't want you working for me anymore. And I'm like, okay. I still need to log my hours so I get paid. You know? So I text my brother. My brother's fucking furious. My brother is a, like, 6 foot tall, like, multi-martial arts training, literally taught self-defense in college, like, person who was telling me, I need to calm down or I'm gonna fucking throw hands with this lady. So my older brother's pissed. My mom is busy. I'm freaking out because I'm like, am I gonna get stiffed? Because I only logged in 3 hours to test the system earlier. Or sorry, I logged in 3 shifts each 5 hours. So I logged in 15 hours out of, I worked a total of like I want to say like 42 or 46. So I was getting paid basically a fraction of. I was going to get paid $150, something like that, rather than the about 1,500 2,000 I was supposed to be owed, and that's no bueno. So the next day, the place opens up. It's no longer Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I call them. I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And I get some stuff sorted. Apparently, the website doesn't allow you to log that you're watching 3 kids at the same time because it cannot comprehend the idea that, hey, someone can watch 2 kids at the same time. It can't comprehend that. So I'm told from the company themselves, oh yeah, just log as if you're watching them at separate times. Which...
So instead of watching 3 kids for 3 hours, you're watching 1 kid for 3 hours and then another. So like 9 hours total is what you're saying.
Right, which it turns out would actually equate to $15 per 3 kids, which is again back to the actual linear increase.
Which is what they told you that you couldn't get.
Which is what they told me that I was told. So I have no fucking idea where they pulled 26 from. Right? What the fuck did they pull 26 from if this is how their system works? But their website is old, shitty, and you know, doesn't work. So I'm like, alright, what the fuck ever. And I call and I talk with my employer and she's like, oh, I actually do want to get paid. I didn't know. She says, I didn't know that removing you from the system would no longer let you log your hours. And I'm like, that seems intuitive! What did you expect when you did that without talking with me first? So she talked with the company, and the company's like, alright, you have 1 hour to effectively log 150 hours of work because our system is slow, shitty, you can't log multiple at the same time, and it freezes constantly.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I'm going to need physically probably more than 1 hour to do this. So my older brother helps me a lot because my older brother has leverage in that the employer actually trusts him because he has literally years of experience working with special needs kids. And she actually likes him a lot compared to me for some fucking reason, even though despite the fact that she has constantly told me, hey, you're doing a good job, hey, the kids like you, like all this positive stuff, has never said anything bad to me up until the point where she fires me. Two-timing fucking employer, so... he helps me out, so they secure an entire day for me to log my hours. I eventually log hours, and then I find out, turns out, that I was not authorized for whatever fucking reason to work more than 40 hours in a week. So my pay is again capped, so instead of the roughly 2,000 I expect, I'm getting 1,500, which is still a good paycheck, but God, it's confusing and stressful. But eventually, I managed to log...
You said that you needed to log 150 hours, right? Because that was effectively what you did?
Yes, roughly.
So because that was what you worked, and you overworked, and they don't allow you to do overtime, couldn't you just do 40 hours one week, 40 hours the next week, and then 30 hours the week after that, and then call it a day?
Well, that's the thing. That would equate to substantially less than I worked. So it was a very weird scenario. Basically, I'm getting, I think my paycheck, if everything works out, which I'm fucking praying on this point, I should be receiving about 1,500, which is not a bad paycheck, I don't think. Still substantially less than I was expecting, which was around 2,000. But I ended up finishing with what I could manage. I filled in basically 2 weeks. I worked the max cap because I was only working, I think, like 20 hours or 10 hours those weeks. But, you know, fucking the system is shitty, so I have to log each child separately. Long story short, I'm still getting paid a decent amount, less than I expected. I was fired with almost no notice. The lady who fired me didn't consider the fact that firing me without my notice officially online would not let me log my hours in. I don't know how that didn't cross her mind. And I don't even know. I got the inclination that she perhaps didn't want me to get paid and only let me get paid when my brother gave her a kick up the ass saying, hey, he literally said, I'm willing to not work until this is resolved. Because my older brother is, you know, a cool guy to me because he's my older brother.
Right.
But I have this inclination that's the only reason that she let me like back in the system to log my hours, because I feel like she wouldn't have given a shit if I wasn't paid, because that was a I can actually upload the vitriolic, sarcastic ass message that she sent me, which when I read it, I was fucking like, what the fuck, dude? That's so passive aggressive. Hang on, let me upload the message into.
I mean, you don't have to.
I'm going to.
All right, well.
Here, so here's the text message, right? I don't appreciate being left hanging when it's company fault. Moving forward, I just want Jared and Danny as care providers. They have more patience with the kids, and I have more experience, no hard feelings. But that's what I would like. Thanks, but not gonna work for me. And when I showed my older brother Jared, he's like, "What's not gonna work for?" It's like, apparently me, no longer.
Well, in a literal sense, yeah.
So, that's the fucking text I got, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? But, yeah. So basically, I got fired, and then it turns out I literally forced her to unfire me so I could actually get paid, and then I got back to... So I no longer have a job. That was the climactic ending to my job, which was as panicky and stupid as it was for the entire duration of it. I did work 1 full week, though. I worked 1 full week with relative no interruptions.
What an absolute odyssey that you went on.
Yeah.
This is a chill stream, but I was freaking out during that story.
You weren't even working the job.
No, but I was like panicking. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna make it? Well, clearly not, because he told us
no, Lawrence, I don't know if you know, but when that story ended, Adrian died.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm a ghost now.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you die though?
Another person for the stream now.
Yeah, my employer walked over to my house and pulled out a .44 revolver and shot me point blank in the head and asked, "Do you believe in God?"
And I always knew that the one place where Adrian would always torment me is on stream. So now he's here forever.
Yeah, my body is physically dead, and my psyche is forever stuck in the bathroom of Zach's mind. I've locked the door from the inside.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
You can't get me out of here. I boarded it up from the inside.
Alright, well, obviously that story was both riveting and also kind of stressful, like low-key. Like
imagine
for other
living
people.
through it.
Precisely. So, I don't know. Allow us to move on to the next topic to maybe take our mind off just a wee bit.
Did you hear about the live-action Mike and Melissa thing?
Shut up!
No, this is a better topic.
No, it's not. It's not on the list.
How much would you pay for there not to be a live-action Mike and Melissa?
Literally nothing, because it won't hurt me, other than you guys fucking talking about it forever.
Okay, what if they filmed it directly outside the entrance of your house?
So? Like... it doesn't hurt me at all.
How does that work?
Yeah, but you have to wake up hearing them loudly record it.
That is true.
Okay, what if they host the party scene? What if your parents come to you, or are you living with your parents?
Yes.
Yeah, what if your parents come to you and they're like, Zach, we've fallen on hard times. We've accepted a deal for some people to film in our house for a movie. Isn't that exciting? And you find out that they're filming the party scene in your house.
I hate this topic. This is bad topic. This is not good conversation. This is bad. I need to make it perfectly clear that I do not approve of this topic.
How much would you pay for them not to film it?
Nothing, I guess. I'm not gonna pay. I already don't have any money. So it's like I'm already not gonna be paying.
Would you take a job as an extra in the party scene?
I would take a job as most anything at this point. Like even if it's just acting, like sure, why not?
If you were immortalized in the live action Mike and Melissa.
Well, then at least people would talk about me forever.
What if on the day of filming they find out that the actor for Mike got injured and they ask you to play a double for him for a bit?
I have to play. Why do I have to play Mike?
Because you have the beard, you have the goatee.
But I'm not the hardcore and awesome. I guess that's what's being. I guess
You
that's
could
what,
be.
I guess that's what an actor is, though. Is pretending to be someone you're not.
But what
But the
if?
person who's playing Mike and I guess by extension Melissa, would they be actually cool people or are they as cringy as the original?
Well, here's what I want to ask, right? Would you still do it if part of the thing was that they never actually hired anyone from Melissa, and you had to imagine that she was there and they'd add in post?
And then they added it in post. I don't know if I can do that. Like that sounds nigh impossible.
You wouldn't want to test your acting skills with that?
I don't even have any acting skills now. I barely have voice acting skills, and even then, arguably not.
Well, I think it'd be a fitting first trial.
Wonderful, great. Thank you. I appreciate the confidence.
So, Zach, I've
So
seen that you
I have,
had a
I'm,
debut in a
I am
movie.
fucking Shanghaiing this conversation. I have a
Tell us more about that
proposal
movie.
of a topic that I wanted to discuss.
As opposed to this?
Yes,
Okay, what is it?
I thought of something last night. I have no idea why this came up in my mind, but
Was it Melissa?
no,
Was it Mike?
no. Saba help. So
Saba silent.
Saba tag in!
I don't.
what the fuck is up with your audio?
I am in a location that's slightly difficult.
All right,
Okay.
great.
That's why I was just
So
listening.
you're telling me is I'm alone? What a surprise!
Yeah, you're out of help. It's 2 against 1,
Well,
Zach.
I mean, I was gonna actually pitch because my friend had arbitrarily used my account and just typed hi in the banter ideas, and you know what? I'm like, well, how would you guys, or like, let's talk about like how would you guys go up to a stranger and like introduce yourselves? Because I like talking about things that make me feel uncomfortable.
Why would I?
I wouldn't.
Why would I be doing that?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You're
Fucking...
forced to. This is a company. You're working for this company,
Oh,
and you're
man.
If
forced
I'm
to talk to
working
me.
for this, if I'm
First
working for this
icebreaker.
company, is the person I'm talking to also part of the company?
I mean, we can expand on that. Maybe, maybe not. This is just an individual you do not know. Maybe in the capacity of work. Let's start with that.
Like I don't know, you're making this a lot more awkward than it needs to be because like if you're telling me to just spontaneously walk up to somebody and chat them up, that's probably fine. It'll be really
Okay.
awkward,
How would
but
you
I can
introduce
do
yourself?
Okay,
How-
let's
how
add
would
some
you
spice to
introduce
this.
it. Hi, my name's Zach. I'm told that I have to talk to you.
Let's add some spice to this. What if you find out that they have the key to you not dying in the future?
Oh my god! How? Wait, in
yeah,
what
and
way?
the conversation
fan?
rides, and they're super critical.
Oh my
of,
god,
Okay, okay,
Saba,
okay,
your
here.
audio is
So-
so bad.
No, here,
I'm
here,
so
here,
sorry. I
here.
don't know what to tell you.
You find out that they have the location to the Fountain of Youth, but they don't want to share with anyone.
Well,
How do you introduce yourself to the stranger?
how do I introduce myself to this stranger who has access to the Fountain of Youth?
Who doesn't necessarily have that? You don't even know. You just know that they know where it is. That's all you know.
I know that.
Or there's a real
I
nice
know
place
that they
this time
know.
of year.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
I know that they know.
You know that they know where it is. Dude, that's all you know. And how do you introduce yourself?
Oh my god.
So-
Hi, my name is Zachary Fuller, and I'd like to not die.
Okay.
Who are you?
Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion check. All right. Hey, give me 1 second. Is that a D20?
Yeah, theoretically. What's
I
your
got
charisma
an 18.
modifier? You got a what?
I got an 18.
Oh, the person obliterates you. No.
Oh,
It's like a nice fella, but I still don't know why.
oh my
care.
god, Saba, please.
Can I just stop talking? Is that fine?
No, I want you to keep talking, but I want you to be normal.
I'll try to fix myself when I get back home.
Why are you
Sure.
Why are you not home?
I'm in a car. We're picking up food.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I didn't expect that.
Thank
So
you.
I don't know. Do we want to continue with this hypothetical of like introducing yourself to a stranger?
Okay,
Roll
okay. No,
perception.
okay,
I like
here.
the idea, but I want to see how you guys do it because
Okay, here.
I
I wanna,
so much.
I wanna pose something different. How would you introduce yourself to your past self?
Hi,
Let's say
I'm
5 years.
you
Let's,
from the future.
let's say 5 years in the past.
5 years on.
That's
5 years in the
unreasonable.
past. All right. Hi, I'm you from the future. You should invest in Bitcoin.
Okay. What if your
That's
past
funny.
self
I'll
doesn't
just be
believe
like,
you?
I look like you.
What do you mean? No, see, Adrian, the thing is that you can't say that because I know I have many phrases in my mind that only I would know. So my past self would
Alright.
look at my future self and be like, what's our actual favorite food? And then only I know. So I would answer correctly, and then and then my past self would be like, ah, okay, I'll invest in Tesla.
Okay. Would you be willing to end your existence to create existence for a better you?
That's really hard.
Adrian's going off of really weird hypotheticals all of a sudden. We're talking about introducing each other, and
that's
now
what you
suddenly,
would-
like,
that's what-
would you eliminate yourself for a paradoxical dimensional version of you that's actually better than what you currently
Well, that's
are?
what you're doing by telling your
Yes.
past self to do that. Would you do that?
No, what? No, if I'm talking to my past self, why do I have to obliterate myself in order to do that?
Because then you wouldn't exist anymore.
What? No, I would still exist. I'm talking to myself.
Well, no, you would exist, but as a different existence. And then this current version of you would cease to be.
What the fuck are you
It's-
talking about?
It's like Back to the Future logic.
Back to the Future logic isn't logic.
Yeah, it
If
is.
you drive
Zach, as
to
he knows it, would
McDonald's,
die.
if you drive to McDonald's one day and then drive to McDonald's the second day and you see yourself there again, that doesn't mean that you suddenly vanish from existence. It just means that there's two of you.
Okay, here's a different question that's using Back to the Future logic.
What are you talking? There is no Back to the Future logic. That's not real.
You're in a restaurant and Biff goes up and noogies you and then leaves. What do you do?
Okay, how can you talk about
Comes out of
Sing
nowhere.
I want to go back to Saba's
man, I don't
topic.
understand what's happening anymore.
Biff comes up and calls
This
you
isn't even
butthead.
a
What do you
topic. Shut up.
do? What? You wouldn't stop him? You wouldn't fight him? You wouldn't like initiate a comedy chase scene with him?
He's Biff. He's gonna be president later. I shouldn't fight him.
He was president for 4 years, actually.
Ah, one term. What a shame.
Yeah, he was impeached twice.
Oh, that's. Wait a second.
Can I know that Saba wanted to hear people's topics about these things. Can I circle the wagons a little bit just to try and
Okay,
get
sure.
just to try to get this shit back on the rails? And yes,
The
Adrian,
mind flooding with click today.
Adrian, I will fucking crush you with my steamroller if I need to in order to get to this topic.
Okay, what's the topic again?
The topic I wanted to talk about is like a discussion piece.
Okay.
Water is a liquid, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
Denied.
and
As far as you care.
the ocean is full of salt water, right?
Mhm.
So
I'm
there's
technically
salt water,
gas.
there's salt water and fresh water, and fresh water is the stuff that's like necessary for life. Salt water is useful, but usually it's filtered in some way. So salt water is let's say for this hypothetical that it's replaceable without completely devastating the ecosystem. You have to replace all salt water on Earth with a non-lethal liquid. What is
With like
what
am I
is-
using a straw?
No, you are snapping your fingers, and suddenly all of the world's like seawater is being replaced with whatever liquid it is that you choose. What is the worst liquid that you can choose that's not lethal? Like you can't just say like magma or poison.
I was gonna say I was gonna say if you were looking for the best one, I would just have said saline solution.
What about some hand sanitizer?
That's a bad one because everything would die. All the fish would dry up immediately.
Kool-Aid.
What did Saba
Is
say?
it
Does that
Kool-Aid?
count? Does that count? Does Kool-Aid count?
I mean, it's a liquid. Is that the worst thing though?
Okay.
Dude, it'll be bright red. Would you like that?
Okay, Zach. Let me ask you a question in response to that will influence my answer.
Okay.
Do you want to get banned off Twitch?
Oh, wait a second.
Okay, never mind. Dude.
Okay.
Wait, you gonna say semen?
I didn't say it. You did.
That first off, talking about semen isn't against TOS, so it's
Or
fine.
replacing the entire world's water supply.
With semen is vile. That's
Talking about bodily fluids, what about spit?
Oh God, saliva. That's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
But
What
but
about-
where
what
but
about
where
when
does
you
the saliva come from? Is it everybody in the world suddenly starts
Yes.
Okay,
spitting
what-
into the ocean, or is it
Well,
just
well-
suddenly there's saliva?
Well, no. What about the liquid that happens when you squeeze a brain and the brown stuff comes out?
Squeeze a what?
When you squeeze a brain and the brown stuff comes out?
The fucking ew.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, by the way. When I was thinking about this topic yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, this might be something interesting to bring up on stream," the thought that I came up with of like what the worst thing would be was fucking seltzer water, and so I have been immediately blown out of the water.
Okay. What
Yeah, you
about
forgot
the water?
Adrian
What
was
about
here, Zach.
what about the water from Swampert's trademark move, Muddy Water?
But it's pixelated.
Yeah.
So,
specifically
so
for
the
Pokemon
whole
Emerald.
world ocean is replaced with light brown pixelated water.
Yeah. It's specifically from Pokemon Sapphire, the original one on Game Boy.
Why Sapphire? He's also in Rupee.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Just because he's blue doesn't mean that he's only in Sapphire.
No, I took him out.
What do you took him out? What are you talking about? You took him out.
That's what I did when I snapped earlier. I took Swampert out of every Pokemon Ruby cartridge.
No, what? No, the snap was for replacing the world's oceans. That's
No, this is
different.
for replacing the world's oceans.
Ooh.
Oh
What
God!
did you wish
Why did
for?
we give Adrian the Thanos glove? who thought this could have possibly have been a good idea? All right. Well, I'm immediately regretful of everything that I've ever done.
Yeah,
Does someone
so
else
you're-
wanna
so-
talk about something.
Long story short, your answer is bodily fluids from humans.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know. I was thinking about like, no, because
Okay.
mercury's lethal.
How viscous can it be?
Oh,
How viscous?
Yeah, how viscous
I
are we
mean,
allowed
it's just,
to make
it
it?
just
I
has
don't
to
like
be
that
non-lethal, but also a liquid.
Okay. What about Nickelodeon gag?
oh.
Dude,
That's a lot
I
of
think
green
that if you
stuff.
replace the world's oceans with Nickelodeon GAC, I think there'd be world peace.
Yeah, because we'd all be dead.
Because we'd all be... No, it's non-lethal. We still have fresh water. There's still fresh water everywhere.
Does that mean Nickelodeon has monopoly over everything?
No, that's Nestle.
Ah. That's already happening though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Shit! How much gold do I have? I do have enough gold. I should...
Do you think that you have it in you to be an evil billionaire?
No, which is what makes me so infuriated when I see billionaires being shitheads.
Well, by the end of the sermon, you will. Hi, I'm Adrian Wood, and I'm here to teach you.
Shut up! But he's fucking Welcome to my TED Talk. Today I'm gonna make you the worst people on earth. Oh my god. That
See, I got
was really funny.
That
Did you get that from somewhere?
No, I just made that up on the spot.
That was really
That
good.
was incredible
Thank you.
execution.
Someone
you.
should put it in general or something. Remind me to clip that later because that's pretty good.
I'm just trying to think of hypotheticals now to pervert them.
Like Lawrence, I don't know because I know that you're already working on 1.5 million things. That'd be a really good like short animatic.
Yeah.
It's just like two people sitting on a bus. One of them's on their phone, the other one
Yeah.
turns to the other. It just goes like, "Do you have it in you to be an evil billionaire?" No, definitely not. Well, you will at the end of this sermon. Hi, my name. It's just, and then it just cuts to V yelling, "Just shut up!" Oh, that was really good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. That was very good.
It's so good it repelled Saba from the stream.
It did, she's
It
gone
expelled her.
Lawrence, what
Yeah,
do you
she went off to be an
think?
evil billionaire.
Wait, what?
All right, Lawrence, it's your turn to propose a topic.
Oh man.
You can go to if you
Oh.
you can go to, because remember the whole objective of today's stream is to burn through as many of those banter ideas topics as we can.
Correct. This is from a while ago. That mental photography topic.
Oh yeah, I
we
forgot
had.
about mental photography. That was a cool idea.
That was a cool idea, and I'm trying to remember what exactly we said.
So we were talking about it during Oberdin, and the basic idea was, it was weird. We were basically having two conversations at the same time, because on one hand, you were talking about how, like, what if you could just not like take a picture of what you see, but take a picture of what you see in your mind and print it out. Like, what would it be? And Saba Colin and I were like, dude, that's sick. And then you were very apprehensive of your own idea that you proposed, because you were like, yeah, I don't know if that really counts as art. And and all three of us were like, you're fucking insane.
I didn't say it doesn't count as art. I just said that doesn't count as actually drawing the thing. Because if I say that it's not art, that's basically the same as saying photography is an art, which it is.
I don't know. We could argue that, but it's a joke. It's a joke for future reference. It's a joke. Excuse me. God, I've been doing a lot of talking today, so my throat's killing me. But yeah, I don't know. The basic over-under of, like, my thoughts on mental photography is that that's fucking sick, dude.
I don't know. I'm still apprehensive about
What?
it.
How could you possibly be apprehensive at this idea? Like,
because it doesn't feel.
I think
like the same thing. That's like
I don't think you
completely
mean.
different
I don't
thing.
think you mean to do this, but you're actually being kind of a gatekeeper. Because you're like, because you were talking about how, like, oh yeah, I really want it to be, like, you know, a part of the process or whatever. I hear you say that, and I'm like, fuck you, man. I want to be able to do stuff.
Hang on,
Oh, yes.
I missed the premise. What is the definition of mental photography in this case again?
So you know how, like, when you can, like, imagine images in your mind.
Right.
It's taking that exact image and, like, printing it or, like, digitizing it to be manipulated later.
Okay, I will say that there are that's a faculty that certain people have that other people are worse at or can't do at all.
Yeah, like mental imagery, which is why I think that it would make me a better human being than most people. That's not true. But anyway. Yeah, so that's the basic premise of, like, what mental photography is. And then despite the fact that Lawrence and I are working on the patent, he refuses to sign any of the paperwork because he keeps going like, oh, but is it real art? I'm not quite sure. I don't really... Oh, this is Lawrence's voice, apparently. I don't really perceive the anguish of the human spirit in this, so I don't know if this counts. That's what Lawrence sounds like in my mind when he talks about art.
I'm gonna throttle your neck.
I'm gonna throttle your neck. Yes.
You go
Kermit.
You go to an art museum
Kermit,
and there's
Kermit.
You go to an art museum and there's a guy standing next to you with a beret and like a black vest, and you're like, I think this piece is nice. Like, yes, this piece from the Renaissance. I'm going to throttle you now.
he very, like, not even for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's really funny, actually.
So, you're like, why? It's like
you will die by my hand.
Yeah, you're like, wait, why? And he's like, because I hate art.
What? Why are you here?
Drawing invokes me with a feeling.
So I can destroy people who appreciate art. Now, come meet your doom.
Come meet your doom. Come meet your doom is really funny.
Artist? No, then you must die.
You must die. Yes.
I like this art critic guy we've made.
What do you mean, this art critic guy? It's Lawrence.
This is Lawrence.
Yeah, this is Lawrence.
Your perception of this. This
is whenever I had to talk art with Lawrence, and he gets all elitist, you know, where Lawrence is Lawrence just won't shut the fuck up about how art is suffering.
Is this the natural progression of Larry Butts and Ace Attorney?
Wait. So working with you, as being an artist, does that require me to suffer as well?
Who are you talking to?
Lawrence, since if you think art is suffering, then does that mean I have to suffer as well if I make art?
Well, are you a fellow artist?
Oh no!
You must be throttled then.
I must be the world's
no.
greatest
Okay.
artist, because every day I suffer greatly.
No, dude, you go to the art museum and the guy and you're saying for painting, the guy's like, and you're like, yeah, I like this art piece. He's like, you're not liking it enough. Here, let me throttle you to show you the artist's pain. That's what they hired me for in the museum. I help you emulate the artist's pain so you can feel the true appreciation. And they strangles your pee like, I think I like the painting more now.
I think this makes a lot more sense.
Until you have been in his shoes, proceeds to kill the person.
Do you feel the artist's pain? It's like, yeah.
You're like at the museum looking at Starry Night, and Lawrence walks up to you and he goes, "Well, you can't really appreciate the gravitas of this piece unless you feel the same pain that Van Gogh felt himself." And he cuts off your ear.
No, you're like, you can't feel the same way about this piece until you feel what the artist is currently feeling, and then he just shoots you in the head.
Yeah, because he's dead.
You're looking at a particularly dark piece and like, so are you feeling the artist's pain? And the person's just, oh yeah, I have been going through a little bit of depression and this painting has made me feel better. Then I must throttle you.
Lawrence! I thought you were gonna like do the same thing, like, oh, dark piece, like, you know, depressed or whatever, and Lawrence just goes, "No, wrong pain, like this," and then picks up your leg and snaps it over their knee like a baseball bat.
Yeah. The artist's pain isn't mental; it's all physical.
I like
must
how
die.
as I describe this, I keep saying Lawrence's name, but then fucking up and saying like they. So it's like Lawrence. It's like Lawrence is his own pronoun.
No, I like the idea that you go up to one of them and it's like, oh yeah, this is like, yes, you appreciate this. Yeah, I like the piece. Well, you see, I'm actually helping you appreciate the piece because when the artist made this, he found out his wife was cheating on him, and I have something to tell with your wife. I gotta level with you. I've been sleeping with your wife.
Oh my god.
Lawrence, why are you sleeping with my wife? Now I gotta go draw something because I've experienced the artist's pain.
Well, there you go. See, exactly. He's helping you experience the artist's pain.
Oh my god.
Now you must put in your pain. Such as this.
And thus the cycle continues.
I really like how all of this started because I was making fun of Lawrence being an elitist, which he's super not. And it's so good. Oh, I love it.
Zach likes this because now someone else is also getting made fun of for being an elitist.
I'm not an elitist. When have I ever been an elitist about anything?
Fucking.
Oh, excuse you. Neither of you can say this. You have to.
Not all of us have object permanence, Zach.
Shut up, you dumbass. I fucking hate you. You know how they describe. You know how sometimes you could describe people as a thorn in their side. You are a railroad spike that has gone completely through my torso.
I am also infecting you with tetanus.
Correct.
I'm
even
rusty
if I do remove you one day, the permanent damage will still be there.
You have to take. You have to take a vaccine against me.
I always knew that I would.
They call me the Chinese flu.
Oh my god.
I'm a quarter Chinese, so I can make that joke a quarter of the time.
A quarter of the time. All right, cool.
Have you seen the that one college humor bit where it's like the board of Asians?
Excuse you?
Yeah, there's like a board of Asians that judge whether or not someone who's partially Asian can say something or not, and it's like full Asian, half Asian, quarter Asian.
What are you talking about? you
know.
sound like a crazy person.
I'll post it for viewing later and on air.
Oh, what are you doing? You stupid skeleton! Stop hitting my loom! Oh, I hit level 11, cool. I need to get.
Yeah. I want Zach to get here so I can talk about my... Or sorry, not Zach, Grant to get here so I can talk about Grant Green.
I'm right here, baby. Don't worry.
Listen, you both have an A in the middle of your name, okay?
What? That's the
Yeah,
criteria?
You also both have one-syllable names.
That's true. Zachary and Grant both have one syllable.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, Zach being least again just because some of us can't count, huh?
What the fuck? You can't just do this. Where the fuck did Lawrence go?
He's muted.
I have
It's
no.
just you and me.
I have no buffer against Adrian now.
You're locked in here with me now.
Damn it! I always knew it would come to this.
Yeah. And now you must best me in single combat of the mind. Good luck getting here, though, because I've locked myself in here completely.
Great. All right. What's another banter topic that we could talk about? Look at banter ideas and see if there's anything that either you or I posted.
You posted dry humor earlier.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is dry humor? What does that mean?
It's when you replace all the ocean's water with nothing.
Adrian.
That's pretty funny.
Thank you.
No, but seriously, what's dry humor?
It's humor that's been dehydrated.
Because like I was watching a video the other day, and they were not exactly making fun, but they were basically just talking about this one particular British like comedy duo. And when they were and when one of the guys was asked like, "Oh, well, describe how it is." And one of the guys was just like, he couldn't figure it out, and he was just like, I don't know, it's kind of dry. And I was like, I've heard that before. I've heard dry humor as a phrase before, but I don't know what it is. And then similarly to a joke that Brian David Gilbert already made popular, that made me think, what the fuck is wet humor?
So,
because obviously wet humor is the opposite of dry humor, but what the fuck is wet humor?
So I looked it up. Dry humor is humor where the punchline relies on a dry, neutral, non-emotive delivery.
Okay.
Whereas wet humor,
deadpan humor?
Yes, whereas wet humor would be like more emotive and expressive and ridiculous in general.
So if you overact, that's wet humor.
Right, whereas dry humor relies on, being deadpan or stone-faced in the face of absurd things generally. It's a contrast of expression versus subject matter.
Okay, alright.
Which is equally funny.
I'm not gonna lie. Didn't think that there'd be an actual answer to this, but I'm very happy that there is.
I googled it,
Wild.
but anyways, Grant, you're here. Now I can talk about my third Grant dream I've had.
Yes. Grant Dream.
So much like the other... Oh, fuck, Grant, are you not Asian enough?
I know many people don't think I am.
What percentage Asian are you?
50.
Oh.
And
That's enough
Adrian's
to
like,
round up, that's
yeah,
100.
he's really not.
I mean, that's enough to... Apparently, according to that video, that's enough to grant you a seat on the board of Asian counselors.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's
The
go.
people on the board are full, half, and quarter Asian.
Full half and
From left to right.
Wow.
So what about the people that are 1/24th Indian?
Well, the
Can they-
video's premise is like someone that's like that going up to these people and asking if they're okay to do certain things or not. That play
Do they get
into
the
or
pass?
sometimes it depends.
You mean like how Bruce Green for the beginning of Funhouse would make like racist jokes every once in a while because technically he's like 1/32nd black, and he was like, I could do that. And people were like, you can't, and he was like, no, but it's funny though because it's comedy.
Yeah,
You get it, right? It's comedy, it's funny, haha.
I never much like Funhouse, but
They have some
whatever.
good stuff.
I'm sure they do. I just
Dry
never
sense
got
of
into
humor
it.
You have, Zach.
Haha.
Yeah.
That was a very dry delivery, sir. Can we get that delivery but more wet this time?
There we go.
Yeah, now you sound like a JRPG protagonist. I understand the difference now.
So I want to talk about my Grant Dream Part 3.
Yes,
It was
please.
very weird because it took place in a classroom again, but it was a different classroom. Instead of my college classroom, it was my high school classroom for English specifically. I remember this because
I'm invading all parts of your life.
apparently you're okay. So here's the dream,
landlord of
right?
Adrian's brain.
Apparently, I wouldn't be surprised. Here's the dream, right? I'm in high school again, except there's this fucking like awful like horrifying like old lady.
Man.
No, old lady, like gray hair tied back in a bun, like little like half moon glasses, and like angry squinted expression, gray old like 60s 50s style like demure dress, who was just like being an awful sub teacher, I guess, and being really mean to everyone. And then there's this huge wrestler guy in the class too, who's also just a student.
name
He's
was
there, and I'm sitting
Grant.
next to him. Well, so apparently he's just sitting there, and the teacher, being mean for no reason, walks up and is like, "And why are you here?" And the guy's like, "I want my papers." And I have no idea what that means, but apparently in my head I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
He wants papers.
yeah. He wants his papers. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
then the teacher lady like immediately threatens like, "Well, you better shape up, or else I'm reporting you to the office and getting you arrested." And I'm like, "What?" And no one else in the classroom wants to do anything because she's the teacher. And then for some reason, in my dream head, I'm like, "I gotta do something. I'm gonna be a big hero guy." And my response to that is to like this old like fragile lady just walk up and just be like, "Hey, stop that!" And she's like, what are you doing?" And then I just grab her arm, and I'm like, I push her to the floor. I'm like, "You're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna hold you here until everyone leaves." I guess I don't know where I was going with my plan. And then apparently everyone else in the room besides this wrestler guy just decides to leave. And then the classroom goes dark, and I was like, "Don't worry, I'll help you." And at this point in my dream, nothing changed about this wrestler guy, but apparently him speaking that gave me notice that was in fact Grant. And so and this is the first time that Grant's taken an almost objectively positive role in one of my dreams, I guess.
True.
Where he's just an innocent guy that's getting shat on, apparently needs his papers. And so
I need my papers, man.
Grant,
I don't-
Grant, you could have just asked me for the papers. I have extra copies.
But I gotta do it in class.
I think the implication was
school.
that, like, for some reason, being in high school, Grant would give wrestler Grant, like, I guess, citizenship papers. I don't. I think that was
I
the
don't know if that's
implication
how
of my
that
dream.
works, but yeah.
Apparently, it's how it worked in my dream. So basically, the way the Grant house was just we'd talk for a while. I don't remember about what. We just shoot the shit while I'm holding on this teacher who's whining, then holding her down, and then we leave the classroom and we're just like, all right, cool, and we just start walking around my old high school and we're just talking. And at one point, I'm like, "Hey, what do you think the teacher's gonna do anything about it?" And he's like, "No, probably not." And she doesn't. We don't face any repercussions for doing that. And then I just wake up and that was a
Nice.
dream.
Epic.
Grant
Dude, I'm
just
gonna
needed
have to talk
Yo.
about my dream too.
Grant was just a huge wrestler guy who needed his papers.
I need my papers, man.
He needs his papers, but was apparently getting shut down and shat on by this old, fragile lady who was being very mean.
Man, don't get in between Grant and his papers.
Yeah, or else I'll
He will
walk up
wrestle
and...
you down.
Well, no, he didn't even do it. I'm the one who walked
Oh,
over
yeah.
and just held this old lady down, and I was like... This is very easy. I don't know. She's just like a fragile, scrawny, like 70-pound lady.
So then I'll change my statement. Don't get in between Grant or his papers, or else Adrian out of nowhere.
Yeah, or else
will pin you
I'll,
down.
or else I'll wrestle. Yeah, apparently.
Adrian will put you in an armbar.
I always knew that he would.
It wasn't as much an armbar, so much as just held both her like forearms behind her back and pushed her to the floor.
Oh.
And then I just was kind of squatting over her.
Adrian will perform a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, apparently. It was a very strange dream because I remember it was very specifically in my old high school for some reason. And there was
Yeah, of
just
course.
this huge wrestler guy who didn't look anything like Grant, by the way. Was very muscular, like 7 feet tall, wore like a luchador mask.
No, that's,
We're wearing
no,
like
that's
a-
Grant.
Hell yeah.
like a tight-fitting tank top and I think cargo shorts.
Yeah, that's Grant. Actually, it sounds more like
That's
Bobby,
me.
but
Yeah. Bobby's not that tall though. Bobby's not like
True.
7 feet tall. This guy
Bobby's
was
like
huge.
21 feet tall.
Bobby is not
like
Gumshoe.
a Colossus.
Well, Gumshoe's
Yeah.
wide.
That was the third
True.
occurrence of Grant in my dreams. This time a much more innocuous, less, hostile or evil occurrence.
Yeah, this was kind of positive instead
Yeah,
of yo,
I got to-
let's steal shit.
I got to be a hero in my dream, which doesn't happen very often.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, relative here, I just subdued an old lady.
I,
You know,
I think
Adrian,
that's pretty
for-
heroic.
For us not knowing each other for very long, you often dream about me.
I mean, consider that this is... it's very weird because I don't dream about anyone else in the stream. I haven't dreamed about Lawrence or Saba or Isaac in my memory. But, yeah.
Dude, it's fine. My best friend constantly, when we were younger, just told me she dreamed about me dying or her killing me. And
To
Oh,
be
no.
fair, in the grand scheme of things, the percentage of dreams I have about Grant is pretty low because I also dream a lot. It's just
In
usually
the
I don't
grand
remember them
scheme
or
of
they're
things?
incomprehensible. I dream almost every time I sleep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
pretty
it's almost never comprehensible or anything I feel like remembering, but I do dream almost every time I sleep.
So
There's
Saba,
a-
you said you had a dream?
Oh yeah, Saba.
Okay.
She
Yeah, so
dreams that
I
little
only
black
remember-
boys and little black girls will be able to live in
are you
She's not
talking
MLK. She's not MLK. No one will ever be MLK again.
No, okay, okay,
Oh, no.
okay. So, I only remember part of this stream. I know there was like multiple parts, but the most vivid part of this was that I was in my Prius, but it was incredibly weird because I think Zach, Grant, and either Lawrence or someone else was in there too, and Zach was driving.
Oh!
So,
No, that's weird.
yeah, he was
That's
driving,
extremely
and I'm
weird.
just like,
It should be noted that I am a very good driver. I just don't like driving.
You hate it.
It's
No.
very bad.
we were wanting to go to like this food area, and it was really popular, but for some reason it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and there was like this turn in, and you could see other people were turning in, other cars were turning in, but for some god knows reason, Zach passes that turn in, and he's just like, I don't know how to I missed it, and he's trying to U-turn this car, but for some reason he just can't do it, and then me and like Grant like start looking at him like, okay, Zach, clearly you can't do this. I know how to get in there. Just let me drive. And Zach just starts like we're getting frustrated. He starts yelling. He's like, no, I got this. I can do this. I'm like, freaking Zach, get out of the car. Let me drive. And we
Man,
argued.
I
to the
really
point-
didn't think that the fucking junk bot boss fight really affected people that much.
These
Saba's
fools don't know I'm a
literally
dream
just-
walker.
Saba's literally describing a scenario in which Zach is at the driver's seat and refuses to receive any help. It's literally just stream.
Okay, yeah.
That's all it is.
Progress
So, yeah,
dream.
I mean, it's
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Progress.
Let me
dream.
finish. So we're yelling.
That's what
at
I
each
was
other,
saying,
so
and then you
Grant-
kept grabbing the fucking wheel like an
Saba.
asshole.
Let Saba
And then,
talk.
and when Grant comes in, he's like, dude, it's Saba's car, let her drive. And I'm looking at him like, thank you. It is my car, Zach. Get out of my car. And so Zach proceeds to get out of the car. I get in and just with
At speed.
super ease, I U-turn and I make it into like that little turn-in that Zach so clearly missed and for some reason couldn't see. And I was like, see, I did it. And then Zach's just like pouty. And I was just like, yeah.
This is such a bullshit dream. This is like when you have this is like when you have a significant other and then they wake up all pissed and you're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And they're like, "You were an asshole in my dream." And I'm like, "And?"
I mean,
That's
I
not
was-
my
I was
fault.
gonna say-
That's as much as I remembered. It was
I was gonna say
hilarious.
this stream seems much more based in reality than most of my dreams.
I mean, that's a real
This
This
situation
dream
that
seems
could
much
happen.
more based.
This situation
I
is
just
more
thought it was
based.
hilarious. I
Yeah.
just thought it was funny because Zach was driving my car and we yelled at each other, and then Grant's just like, Zach, clearly this is Saba's car.
It's
I
a
think you
very
should
plausible
do it."
situation.
I I mean, it's only sort of plausible, because why the hell would I be... Not only why would I... Of the 3 people, why would I be the one that's driving?
My car. Yeah.
Like, if anything, I would want Grant to be driving. But then again, it's Saba's car, so Saba would be driving. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so that was
okay,
the only
Zach.
weird part. I was like, I don't know why you're driving my car, but something else is happening.
What? Wait, hang on. You mentioned remembering that Zach and Grant were in there, and you mentioned that Lawrence. What did Lawrence? Was Lawrence just sitting there?
Well, I said I didn't remember if it was Lawrence or Adrian, and I was sitting in the passenger seat with Zach, and I think I remember Grant sitting in the middle of the back seat. So that's why I remember him, I think, a bit more clearly than whoever was on the left or right.
It's the fusion between me and Adrian.
Wait, Grant, aren't you like... How tall are you, Grant? Aren't you like tall-ish?
I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, why would he be in the middle? Me and Lawrence are both significantly shorter than that.
Dream, why are you trying to logic my dream right now?
Because your dream seems logical so far.
Because I was an asshole.
Saba, objection! This makes no sense. Why would he sit in the middle if he's the tallest one?
You know, on that note, why would Zach be driving that? But yeah,
What
I just thought it was
what a
super funny.
cogent and well thought out objection. Oh, well, thank you, Connor. Overruled. That's what the game should
cannot-
be. It should be the judge being the villain.
No sucking up to the
you-
judge now. You have 15 years in prison.
You can't really
I hate
stick
you.
it to the judge, though. You can stick it to the prosecution by winning. You can't really stick it to the judge. He's giving the thing. You
I
can stick a
can-
judge and be...
I
You
can
gotta bring
fucking
Dom Tuesday,
Batman
then you
snap
can
his
stick it to the
spine.
judge.
Only if you can defeat him, which if you're in the courtroom, good fucking luck with that with all the buttons.
That's a good point.
Dude, you
He
just
does
gotta
have a
wait
lot of
for that
buttons.
What if he just presses the stroke button on you?
Oh no.
Oh my god, I just remember the stroke button and I was thinking about it for a second.
Grant. Alright.
Were you here for the stroke button, Grant?
Yeah, I was here for the... Well,
Okay,
you,
yeah.
you explained the stroke button to me. I don't know if I was actually there for the stroke
Right,
button
right.
creation.
It was a good moment. Oh, did I? We had a pretty good moment before you got on stream today, where we were doing hypotheticals and I was torturing Zach basically.
Oh,
And-
man.
Let's get
At
back
one-
to it.
No!
At one point,
Yes.
I told Zach, I was like, "Do you have it in you to be an evil billionaire? Do you think?" And Zach was like, "No, I don't think I do." And I was like, "Well, by the end of the sermon, you will. Hi, my name's Adrian Nguyen, and today I'm here to teach you."
It's really good.
You will be an evil billionaire.
Yeah.
Which is an incredible sermon, by the way, of because it's really easy to make somebody evil. It's really hard to make them a billionaire. Wait, hold up. Wait, never
But
mind.
doing
Is
both?
your entire sermon that you got $1 billion in capital from an already existing evil billionaire, and then the entire sermon is you introducing the previous person who took the sermon, and then you have the new person murder them, take the $1 billion, and then you just start up the next sermon again?
Well,
It's a never-ending cycle of Adrian
The-
just murdering people.
The infinite
Probably.
ceremony.
I was gonna say, well, the way I do that is the only people admitted into the sermon are people that are already billionaires. I just turn them evil.
It's really easy to do that. Wait, then why are
Exactly.
you talking to
Hey.
me?
Don't care about people. There you go.
Okay, well, what I was gonna say was that I
why are you
imagine.
talking to me when you could be talking to Lawrence?
With special guest
no.
speaker Jeff Bezos.
Well, what I was
Like
gonna say was
Luthor.
that I imagine it's hard to turn someone into a billionaire, but it's easier to turn them into specifically an evil billionaire.
Technically.
Technically.
Yeah.
It was a good bit, though. Your Honor, I did it for the bit.
You missed a lot of other
Just
good
have
bits
a
before
dream
that,
about
where
them.
Zach was being driven fucking insane too.
Man, I missed it.
You can watch the
What
VOD.
a revelation! It never happens. where Zach is driven to insanity live on
But it's
camera.
still entertaining every time.
I'm glad, because I have to have something that's entertaining on this fucking stream. and if I can put forth the madness, then that's
I
fine.
propose for each different type of stream, Lawrence uses a different type of voice.
A different voice. Oh.
Why are you
So,
tormenting him?
progress stream has a specific progress. tone to it. Well, if this is a content stream, you gotta come up with something else.
This is
Lauren.
definitely not content stream. If anything, we're supposed to be bantering.
Audio
Whichever it is.
stream.
I just called it Chillstream.
Banter stream.
By the way, Grant,
Stream.
what the fuck did you mean when you just when in the banter ideas you just put Lawrence?
Oh yeah, what does that mean?
What the fuck is that
Oh, he's
supposed
gonna
to
be talking about me, clearly.
like? Is there
Is it
something
art
about
critic
Lawrence, or
Lawrence?
just are we gonna talk about Lawrence for a little bit?
Listen, Lawrence. You're probably wondering why I called you here today.
Yes.
This is an intervention.
Oh,
Of what?
You're too
version
cool.
of what?
Oh, you're,
You're
too
too
cool.
Uh,
I always knew that Lawrence had that.
also,
problem.
what did you mean earlier when you said threader mode?
Oh, that was a hypothetical. Well, sorta.
Was-
Alright, so-
okay, what's hypothetical?
Let's go.
I would have said it otherwise, but then then you guys would have like already known what it was. All right, so
right.
we've all seen Ben 10, right?
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I am.
You
on
have
board
an
for this.
Omnitrix. You can
Who?
pick any aliens.
Any
What one do you
aliens
pick?
from Ben
3
10?
aliens. From
What
Ben
does this
10
have to
that
do
he
with
is in.
threader mode?
Because it's 3 aliens.
Okay, well, can I?
Wait,
I don't.
are these aliens from the show?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, Grant. I want to propose something to you. I didn't watch a lot of Ben 10, so can I pick the 3 creepypasta aliens from Super Mario Galaxy instead?
What the fuck? Are you...
The Hell
Wait,
Valley Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I picked those 3,
You're able to move without people noticing you, and no one could ever get close
and
to you.
I inspire a lot of creepypastas.
True.
What a
I get at will. Oh my god! At will, I can transform into any one of these 3 aliens.
They're all like the same looking. One's like taller, one's like shorter.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's
Or just
shorter. I
kinda
think it's just
normal.
further back.
It might just be.
Oh. Well, those are my 3 picks. I think they're pretty solid. What are you guys?
That's pretty good.
Can you top that?
Probably. God, they have to be actual Ben 10 aliens. He says.
That was the original one. We could do different just shit otherwise.
I want.
Yep. They have to be.
Who's
not
the
from- they
one
have to
that's
be-
constantly yelling and he looks like a tiger? What's his name?
Wrath?
Listen here,
Zach?
Kevin Levin.
It's. Let me tell you something, Kevin Levin.
Yeah, there you go. I haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah.
Wait,
Let me
is
tell
that-
you
That's the voice
oh,
you would use for that.
Wait, that's just
wrestling-
LT Gray.
No,
Yeah.
LT Gray is a different show.
Wait, not LT Gray. No, fucking what's the? Ah, from fucking the Phoenix Wright lookalike. What's his name?
Don
From
T. Gray.
Don
T. Gray. There we go. Yeah, that's just
or
Don T. Gray.
whatever.
He has a really
Who's
good
not
voice.
an
Though.
alien.
Grant, would you mind grabbing like a clip?
Okay.
Of Wrath talking because it's so great. I love when he just
Joe
went on-
DiMaggio is great.
I love it when he just goes on rants.
My favorite is when he's trying to be quiet.
What do you mean?
There's a compilation of "Let Me Tell You Something."
That's
Absolutely
great.
sending that.
Wait, hold up. I wanna listen to it a little bit.
Here than we are. Oh. Let me tell you something, Octagon Brittle. You
Let me tell you something. Sick and tired of this bullshit. God. Yeah. So I want him. I want Ghost Freak, so that way it can escape from my Omnitrix and be my mortal
And
enemy.
kill you.
Yeah, and kill me. And then I want. Never mind. That's a really creepy answer. I'm not gonna say that.
Oh no.
I want Humongosaur.
Fair enough.
So literally all I have is Wrath and Humongosaur, and I made my
I
own
could have
villain.
sworn. I could have sworn you're gonna say like Alien X or some shit.
Well, Alien X is really cool, but that would require me to like convince other people of something.
Exactly. You have to do a vote every time you want to do something.
I'm about to say that'd be fucking impossible. It's like the most powerful alien. Actually, the creepy answer I was gonna give was whatever alien race fucking Gwen turned out to be.
Oh, fucking... Isn't it like Anodite or something?
Something along those lines, where they're made of like pure magical energy, and fucking there's like a four episode arc of Gwen just essentially dissolving into nothingness.
I posted Scott Steiner doing a quote that I haven't watched a lot of Ben 10. I didn't know Wrath, but his voice reminded me of this specific moment.
I was about to say the 66 and 1/3 and
I love that one.
winning.
It's so good.
This specific one is I got freaks 9 days out of the week. There's only 7 days in a week.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, Susie. All right. So those are my three. What about you, Lawrence?
Oh man.
I'm the big bamboo daddy. Not stop.
9 days a
Hello?
week.
There's only 7 days in a week.
I would totally choose
Scott Steiner.
Forearms, Diamond Head,
Steiner.
Scott Steiner.
And Wild Mutt.
Oh, I forgot. Which one I like better, Ditto or Echo?
Dude,
Who the fuck
how?
is Ditto?
Ditto's the
Okay.
one who could
The-
replicate himself or
Yeah.
something.
Isn't that
Okay.
Echo?
He can do.
Well, Echo
that's
could
the
do it
same
too.
thing, except Echo can do other stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I want to point out.
Oh, whoa,
How-
hold on. Sorry. Real quick before I forget, I want to change my answer from Ghost Freak to Upchuck.
Chuck.
I love Upchuck. He
I wanted
literally just
to-
puke on you.
How convenient is it that like most, if not all, of the Ben 10 aliens have some power or ability that is very useful situationally or just in general? What if Ben just got like 10 aliens that were all basically just humans that looked weird and that's it?
We're all just like slightly different.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're all just like, this one is like another eye on his forehead and that's it. This
Yeah,
one is
this
just
one
a
has
human.
6
But
fingers on each hand.
yeah, what if that was the alien spread he got? Like, imagine like, like,
I don't know. Grant would probably be able to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they explain, like they sort of explain that in canon, where there were like 2 different versions of the Omnitrix. Like one of them that wasn't a watch; it was just like a server, and that one was supposed to catalog like every alien species in like the known galaxy. And then the Omnitrix itself was supposed to be like an Omni tool, where like it's like, oh, I need super strength, I'm just gonna turn into forearms real quick. So like
what if,
it kind of, so as long as at least as I remember, it makes sense that all the aliens on the Omnitrix are useful, because that's literally what it's for.
I think it was because the Omnitrix was made to like bring peace to the galaxy, essentially, because it was like,
well,
oh,
that's
we're
what
all
that's what fucking the gray matter people say.
azimuth, yeah.
what if
you can
they,
never
what if
trust
Ben,
azimuth.
what if there's an episode where Ben 10 finds out like, oh, I heard about this guy who has something called the Nulltrix. It sounds dangerous, and he goes up, he's like, the Nulltrix is actually just a tool that's not useful anytime, so I just turn into useless aliens.
They have what's it called?
I could turn into a blob that can't move and is very weak and fragile to
I
pretty
want to
much
say
everything
it's the
on Earth.
negative tricks, but I don't know if that's true.
Don't abbreviate that.
Hold on, let me look it up because I know
People
they
have been
did
getting
something
fucking
like
flagged on Twitch for talking about
Wait a
Scott
second,
Pilgrim
is that the
versus
Crimson
World.
Chin? No, it's the...
Stop! Stop! I will yell over this.
Oh.
God damn it, you people. Ow! I got hit.
That reminds me of my friends and I who play some D&D. We were talking about different
I'm
characters.
surprised that you
I would-
know people who play D&D. I've never heard about this before.
I know, usually it's just me and my imaginary friends, but we were talking about one of my characters. She's like a wizard. Here, I'll post an on air so you can see. We were talking about her, and we were talking about alignments. You know the 9 square of alignments, like lawful good, neutral good, etc., etc.
Yeah.
We were we were talking, and both of my friends that I'm talking with are half black, so they make a full black person. But no,
If I
one of my
said that,
friends
I'd be crucified.
one of my friends was like, "Dude, she's an N-word. She's neutral aligned."
Oh no.
Oh.
Because I was like, "Yeah, why is she neutral?" That just reminded me of that specific moment. Anyway, but yeah, I like the idea of I like the idea of a null tricks where it's like instead of a tool useful in any scenario, it's a tool useful in no scenarios. It just makes like I have an alien that will die if it's exposed to the oxygen on Earth.
That is pretty funny. I like that.
I have an alien that just dies.
Well, I mean, like Ben
I
had
like
aliens
dying.
that like couldn't breathe.
Right,
That's
but
true.
they,
Ripjaw couldn't breathe out of water.
Wild Mutt couldn't talk.
I think.
right, but they
Wild
had
Mutt couldn't
uses.
see.
They had situations
He
where they
also
were
couldn't
useful.
talk.
Whereas this guy's just like, I
also true.
I have an alien that's just me but allergic to peanuts.
That's a weird alien.
It's from a planet where everyone looks like me, but they're also all allergic to peanuts.
The Omnitrix, but like infinite universes theory. Or
Ultrix. It's
whatever.
the Omnitrix, but useful in no situations.
Perfect.
What the fuck is
So what
that
did-
thing that you posted?
If I want to induce anaphylaxis myself, I can turn into this and then eat some peanuts.
That's the owner of the Nematrix. I almost said the other one.
The neutral tricks.
Yes.
Yes, that's what he was gonna say.
Because the idea was that it's the perfect predator against Ben, because instead of transforming into like all of Ben's aliens, it transforms into all of their predators.
Oh.
So you're saying that
Oh.
well, first off, that's a really cool idea, and other than that, you're saying that literally every being in the universe has a predator?
Yeah, you do. His name's Adrian.
Oh,
I'm gonna get you.
God damn it! I hate how accurate that is. It makes me upset.
I'm gonna get you with my wily hypotheticals and mind flooding
my
abilities.
wily hypotheticals.
Hey Zach, wanna hear a hypothetical?
I want to hear a hypothetical for Zach.
I think the only person who didn't answer the alien question was Saba.
Is Saba still not in the car?
I'm busy. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You're busy today. You're busy tomorrow. Why are you even on stream?
So that she
I'm
can be.
Support.
confident enough to say I'm not gonna listen to your bullying, Zach. I'm not.
I wanted
She's
to
taking self-help classes.
I wanted to
Oh,
mention
no.
to mention to Grant a hypothetical we brought up earlier, which was
Okay.
I asked specifically Zach this. I asked him, how much would you pay to have Mike and Melissa not film the live action version right in front of your house? He said, I wouldn't pay that. That's fine. I would live with it. I thought, okay, how much would you pay for them not to film the entire party scene in your house? And Zach again was like, I wouldn't pay. I would just live with it. And then it was like, all right, what if your parents came up to you and they're like, hey, so we're on hard time letting them film our house, but they also have a role open if you want to star in this as an extra. And Zach was like, sure. And I was like, all right, what if
I need the job.
what if you find out on the day of filming that the actor for Mike was injured and they need a double, and then you're the only person with a heavier build, brown hair, and a goatee?
Yes.
So basically, Zach is playing Mike in the live-action Mike Melissa remake.
And then the final pièce de résistance on the whole thing was Lawrence then asked who's playing Melissa,
What?
and Adrian goes, "Oh no, Zach just has to pretend they're adding it in post."
Yeah, there's no Melissa actor.
Full blown sex scene.
Oh, yes.
God.
Oh no.
How much would you have to get paid to take that job as playing as Mike in the live action, recreating a scene for scene?
I'd pay them.
Well, that question's not for you, then it's for Zach.
We're not talking. No, we're not talking about this. We circled the wagons on this conversation because I want out of respect for Grant, so that way he feels included. We're not talking about this.
You wouldn't
Shut
take
up,
any
we're
amount of
not
money
talking about this.
to be filmed with loser lube.
I just want to know if Zach will use his take his own take on the character, or if he's gonna stay true to.
What are you
the
gonna bring to this
original
performance,
story.
Zach? Do you think?
Yeah.
What am I gonna bring to this performance?
Why should we hire you over the other Zach?
The other Zach.
Yeah, negative Zach.
Don't do it.
Negative Zach, of course.
Zach is always negative. Apparently, according to Saba. I would. What the fuck just happened? The
Brown sauce got included.
It's now Cave Story.
It is now Cave Story.
You got extra brown sauce with your meal.
Finally.
I would. So for my performance as Mike from the live-action film Mike and Melissa Take Manhattan,
Philip.
I would bring to the role fury like no one has ever seen before.
Yo, he do great in the party scene.
Yeah, especially the ending where you smash all this stuff and pee on a tree.
Beer.
Beer!
Beer.
Go, psst, beer! Go. They don't have the budget to actually fake a water bottle, so you have to actually pee in the toilet.
So it's all
Yeah,
Zach
you have to
noises.
piss.
They want authentic effects.
Then why
True
isn't
to the
there
original.
a person who's dressed up as a skunk named Melissa?
So it's authentic because
That's
she's
where all the
imaginary.
budget went.
Oh
That's
god,
where the
she is
budget
imaginary.
went.
I forgot about that. God
Yeah,
damn it.
see? So it's authentic for her to be a CG. I just remembered Loser Lube, which is apparently a thing that Mike has.
No.
King Lube.
King Egg Roll is a restaurant near my house.
So I don't know
That's
if you were
pretty
paying
epic.
attention, but I just got fucking struck by lightning. I'm gonna die.
Nice.
That's pretty epic too.
Is this a roguelike where you can just die and have to start over?
Well, not all the way, but yeah.
Is this Mike and Melissa?
No!
Is the purple
thing-
Fuck! Wait, I gotta find another lightning bug.
No, fuck! Let's talk about Mike and Melissa
Ooh.
again.
Change the hat.
Oh!
Oh.
I don't know what that is, but I got some.
Your inventory's full.
It's been full this entire fucking time. I don't
I
have
guess
any...
you could say Zach is pretty hardcore and awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
I just want to go home.
You are home. Welcome home,
I
Zach.
don't feel like it.
We're home too.
Yeah, here in Zach's
It's here
mind.
inside you.
One of my favorite quotes from the NLSS was there was a period of time where essentially NL was playing Hitman and he accidentally glitched out, or like not glitched out, he like soft locked himself where he was hiding behind this like counter and he opens up this door, which he was planning on using as like cover, so that way the guard wouldn't see him when the guard walked into the room. And he did, and he was like, yeah. But that door was one of the very few doors in the entire game where you can't open it from the other direction. You can only open it from one direction.
Uh-oh.
And so the door opens and he's wedged behind the counter. And it then proceeds for 40 minutes as NL, because it was a really difficult mission, and he was literally like 2 steps away from finishing it. And so he was like, am I really going to restart this whole mission again, or am I going to figure out how to get out of here? And so, you know, he spends 40 minutes trying to figure it out. And one of my favorite quotes from the NLSS ever comes from that video where he's kind of hysterical, and then everybody else in the call is just ignoring him, like as if they can't hear him. and he just goes like, you know, I really like to think that my friends would be a good indication as to whether or not I've gone literally insane. I am disappointed to discover that it is not. and I feel that almost every stream at this point. Like, I get it. I understand that emotion.
I hopped in for the stream with was it Dave that you were playing Oberdin with?
No, that was Colin.
Colin, sorry.
You did jump in, and I appreciated you being there, but Adrian immediately brought theater mode energy to co-op mode, and I had to shut that down a few times.
Is it not the same?
No, it's a much different vibe.
It's very much they just play the game, and that's usually it. It's from my one time there, my sample size of one.
My description of the difference between the two would be that co-op mode is show and tell. And Adrian coming in with a million hypotheticals is not exactly what we need for that. But yeah. Also, it was Oberdin, so Colin needed to.
Rip.
Oh, he's
Needed
dead.
to die.
All right, time to start a new game.
Someone proposed.
What if you woke up and you just saw that?
It's just that
Like, in
overlay
your
of
life.
you died.
Yeah.
No,
Oh
what
my
if you
God,
died
that-
and that's what you saw.
That reminds me of.
Oh,
My
God!
Humble Bundle.
Oh, this is my old. This is my. I died.
Okay.
Oh,
Why did you have one heart? Like,
I remember.
only one.
I remember this. I remember what happened. So this is the last time I played Forager. I got to the end of the content back then, but since then there's been like a bunch of updates. So this character actually has like factories and actual upgrades and shit. But I remember the last thing I did on this playthrough was there are basically like demon altars that you can use, and you can sacrifice health for damage. So
Oh my God.
I sacrificed all of the health I had for more
Oh
damage.
no.
A very Zach move.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Gambling man,
no
as usual.
one can accuse me of not being consistent. Yeah, look at this. Look, I can break shit. Oh, great. Now I don't.
Hey, you can destroy the ecosystem.
Finally, that's all I've ever
It
wanted.
grows back.
All I've ever wanted was to destroy the ecosystem. All I've ever wanted was to destroy the ecosystem.
Well, then it sounds like you're well on your way to being an evil billionaire. That's step 2 of my program.
Is to what?
Destroy the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Damn.
I got this.
But where do the henchmen come in?
Now, see, here's the trick. People think that destroying the ecosystem is a byproduct of making money. Turns out, making money is just the byproduct of destroying the ecosystem if you're clever.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
That's step 2. I don't know what step 1 or the other steps are of my program, but that's step 2 of the
I'm
program.
about to say step 2 was to destroy the environment, so I can only imagine what step 1 was.
Well, we'll find out
Get $1
eventually.
billion.
Step 1 is well, Adrian did say that the only people that were invited to his seminars were billionaires.
That's
He has
the,
to weed out the fakes.
That's the that's the new bit I'm gonna have. Is I'm gonna introduce steps to the seminar, but I'm gonna reveal what step 1 is.
Ooh,
And so
I want
we'll
to
be-
see where
we'll
it
be on
goes in the
step, like,
far
40.
future. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good joke.
I'm not gonna introduce them sequentially either. This is a
dude,
long seminar.
Look,
There's
she
maybe
made this-
like
she made this dress herself. Did you see that?
there's at least a couple thousand
Oh,
steps,
that's nice.
but don't worry about
That's
it.
pretty epic.
There's a couple thousand steps. It's not a
And if you
seminar.
buy my
That's
book.
a fucking curriculum.
If you watch
It's a
my
seminar.
movie,
If you watch my movie, I
If you
died.
watch my trilogy, if you watch my cinematic universe thoroughly and study all the tips laid in,
Presented by Humble Bundle.
presented by Humble Bundle.
Humble Bundle is pretty evil now. It's true.
Ooh.
Dude, it's only 10. Are you kidding? I was a fucking hour late for stream today, and I feel like I've been streaming for 5 hours.
It's because I brought back the energy pretty strong at the beginning, I'd say.
Here.
I'd say that I had a pretty intense start to this compared to other recording sessions.
Let's continue to do the right thing.
Hypotheticals.
Well, no, we need to. One of the objectives of this, you know, of what we're doing, was to
Living.
Was to live.
Living.
No, was to
Die.
yes.
No?
It was to.
It was to burn through topics and banter.
Thank you. Sorry. I kept getting. Every time someone interrupted me, my mind had to rev back up again.
Rev up
We
those
know.
mind fryers.
Rev up those fryers. Cause I am one hungry son of a. Oh!
And then I run in and throw hypotheticals at him. What, Lawrence, did you mean when you put Napoleon in butterflies?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh. Hold on, let me see that.
Hold on, let me
Million
remember.
butterflies. Give me like a minute to remember what all that means.
Okay.
Okay, I sort of remember.
Okay, go for it.
So Napoleon era. Oh, this is like a trivia question first, just so I could set up this. I set up this topic. During the Napoleon era, what did the French soldiers wear? Like, what color coat did they wear?
Blue, wasn't it?
Blue?
Would you say that's common knowledge?
I mean, anybody who pays attention, I feel like.
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
Could butterflies be blue?
Yeah, of course butterflies can be.
I guess, yeah.
Are you talking
Do
about
you think-
naturally? Like pigment wise?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Then only like 1 or 2 actually are pigment wise blue.
I mean,
Well, still.
I mean, sure, but that there's still
But
a
they can
butterfly
be.
that can be blue. That was the question.
Yeah.
It is blue, yeah.
Right. So is that common knowledge?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
guess.
people
Alright.
depict butterflies as being blue quite often.
Yeah, like they can be blue. So I was playing code names.
Oh boy.
This is basically a setup
So was
for
your
a rant
clue
because
blue and the words were Napoleon
my
and butterflies?
Napoleon and butterfly. And I was thinking for like 5 minutes. It was like because it's the last guess of the game. The other team had one guess left to make, so I had to like just make it count. This last hint. So I was like, wait, blue. That's the only thing they have in common. So I'm like, blue too. Like Q3 people look at me and just like, what? None of this is blue.
Oh no.
I was like, what are you talking about? None of this is blue. I can assure you can find at least one blue. And the other one, you just gotta think a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
I
I
believe
mean,
in
Napoleon is the famous picture of Napoleon's horse. He's wearing blue.
That's true.
Correct.
True blue.
So we lost, unfortunately. And
wow, I never would have guessed.
yeah,
Very cool.
it was like, all right. So why did you, of all the options, why did you pick staff? Like
What?
I don't know, I was thinking maybe you like wizards and wizard
I
staff.
like wizards. Wizards
But
are
that has
awesome.
something to do
Be
with
blue.
blue.
I was like, why didn't you think Napoleon wore blue? I was like,
Because he liked wizards.
I don't know what color
He was on
Napoleon
the
wears.
page.
That's super common knowledge, though.
I was like, that's common knowledge. I was like, but is it? And you know, if you know me, I'm not gonna go like, you're wrong, I'm right, shut up. My how I usually think is, am I wrong?
Did
Does
Napoleon not
actually
wear blue?
blue?
Yeah, like a humble person.
Like, is he wear red? So cue me researching like Napoleon clothes. I'm like, no, it's blue.
No,
I was
he's
right.
super wearing blue, yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay, I'll say this. I would say that it should be common knowledge, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone didn't know it.
sure.
Well, what was
Like,
the color
fine.
of Napoleon's white horse?
Horse.
Of course.
Yeah, my favorite color.
So then, yeah, right. And then so I questioned him about the butterflies. Like, why wouldn't you think about an orange butter? Or sorry, why wouldn't you think about a blue butterfly? And then he said something that drove me nuts. Was, aren't butterflies orange?
well, they're thinking of monarch butterflies.
Sure. Like, it was like, yeah, that's the most popular butterfly. And I was like, why would I be thinking about the most popular butterfly?
How about say Codenames is literally a game about like
why couldn't you
marginal
think of a
clues.
blue butterfly and they say, all right, name a blue butterfly?
and you couldn't do it.
You bet your ass I couldn't do it. I had to go research and find a scientific name.
Oh, that's so...
Holy shit!
Oh, that has been bothering me for days.
Well, I'm glad we talked about it.
Push that down deep into his core.
We are here to say, Lawrence, that you were 100% correct. I don't know what the other words on that board would have been, but I definitely would have backed you up. I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
I wanted to say, I don't know why, but the fact that it was in banter ideas the entire time, I was waiting for Lawrence to turn hypothetical, and I don't know why. I was like, alright, where's the hypothetical? Where's the...
Because I remember I was thinking about putting it, like, I wasn't really too sure, because it might just end up being a rant, which I guess it did become. But then I just realized the funny idea of, like, what if I just put Napoleon and butterflies and let everyone... try to guess what the hell I'm talking about.
That's my idea whenever you put something in
name.
theater mode or banner mode or whatever.
We need one more person for even teams.
Oh, Grant, were you here when I talked about my job?
No.
My newest development my job is that I no longer have my job.
Wait, what?
So the newest chapter in the story of me having a job is I go to work
relatively quickly, if you wouldn't mind, just because it was like 45 minutes earlier.
I mean, I already summarized it, but basically Monday going for my morning shift. I have 2 shifts, morning and night. Going for morning shift, that's fine. On the way back, I get an email. Hey, congratulations! Your paperwork's fired. Here's access to the website. Your pay is $15 an hour. And
wait, wasn't it like 20?
it was 26. So, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? And I tell people like, hey, I'm not gonna show in for my later shift because I want to sort this out first. So I test out the website. It works badly because I can't put in that I'm working with more than 1 kid at a time. So I'm like, that sucks. I try to talk with people. Turns out it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Everyone's out of the office, which also sucks. So,
oh no.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow. I need to take a stress nap because I'm fucking worried. I take a stress nap, wake up, I see the text I put earlier in on air of my employer being like, hey, so I don't like being left hanging. You're fired. Really sarcastic, despite the fact that for all 3 of the weeks I worked for her, she didn't give me any inclination that I was doing a unsatisfactory job. She kept saying, wow, you're good with kids, thank you so much, all these nice things, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, hey, you're fired. So that's upsetting. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll live with it. I go to log my hours in because I haven't logged all of them in because I took a stress nap. Turns out I can't access the website anymore because she removed me without asking me first anything instantly. And I'm like, okay, I have to go an entire night worrying about this now. The next day, I wake up, I call, my older brother helps me leverage because the employer actually likes him. He has training, etc. with kids. So he basically says like, hey, I'm not going to fucking work for you until you help my little brother out, which I appreciate a lot. The company tells me, okay, we'll activate your account for 1 hour. And I tell them, I have to manually log in 160 cumulative hours of work manually with this shitty freezing website because I worked about 40 hours or something like that. But the website, the way they told me I have to log in is that because I was watching the kids at once, I have to log them in at separate times rather than all at once. So I have to log in as if I watch all 3 of the kids for 3 hours total, I have to log it as if like, oh, I watched one group from 6 to 9, one group from 9 to 12, and one group from 12 to 3. Which inflates the amount of time I have worked theoretically. So, by the way, theoretically, my pay rate's back up to 3 times 15, 45. Except I just got fired! But I still have to log in to work manually. So, I tell them, I can't do this in an hour. I need more than an hour. And they're like, alright, I'll give you a day. And I'm like, alright, that should be fine. I log in my hours. I am immensely stressed. I receive confirmation, hey, your hours. Turns out, you can't actually work more than 40 hours a week, which nullifies the whole benefit of, you know, my work hours being tripled. So, basically, instead of getting paid $2,000, I'm getting paid about $1,500-ish. But finally, after some of my hours are auto-rejected because it goes over the 40-hour minute, I am let go and it's resolved and I don't want to do it anymore. But I will also say this. The reason that I was not allowed to work more than 40 hours was because there are 3 boxes that you have to check off, or that are there when you're submitting your hours. 1 is, I confirm these hours to be true. 2 is, I confirm that these need to be approved by my employer. 3 is, I'm not allowed to work 40 hours a week. Turns out, you don't need to check that 3rd box. It's just right next to the other 2 that will reject you if you don't have them checked, implying that you do have to check, but you don't. So it's literally just there to be deceptive.
What the fuck? Oh
So,
my
yeah.
god.
I'm not allowed to work more than 4. I was not allowed to work more than 4 hours because I checked 1 box next to 2 mandatory boxes with no at all explanation that box is actually not mandatory. Which, jokes on me, I guess, for being fooled by deceptive UI.
What the fuck?
But yeah, I no longer have a job. I'm not working there anymore. Which is why I don't have any more fun, like, quotes or decoded words or language words from these kids to share
And
anymore.
I was excited about that actually.
I-
Like this next stream, I wonder what new code words we have.
I'm sorry that I got fired out of nowhere.
Shit.
It's okay. We got
Wait, you're
we
telling
got
me you don't have
Mima.
Mima anymore?
You got Mima.
We
I
do have
want-
Mima.
Can we get some Mima, Adrian?
Can we get
We need
Mima?
some
Can we
Mimas
get
in the chat.
Mimas in chat, please?
Mima's in chat.
Is that going to be one of your emotes if you ever make it as a streamer?
I don't know. Maybe if I remember any of this in 6 years when I have 75 followers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Big man.
so that was me summarizing it as fast as I could while getting all the details.
Holy
It
fuck,
it is
dude.
an intense
I am
story.
so sorry.
And that was my first job.
Holy
I had it for about... I had it for over the course of 3 weeks. I had it for roughly 2 weeks total. A little bit less. But yeah.
shit. God.
Week and a half, more like. But, regardless, I'm still getting a decent paycheck, even though I was not able to work for, you know, the proper amount of time. Because... it basically assumes, because of how it works, I've worked the full 40 hours for 2 weeks, and then I worked for, like, 6 hours, so, like, about 86 hours in 3 weeks, theoretically, is what they have as far as my payment. But yeah, I don't want to look at my old job or website or any of that shit anymore, because it is sickening to me, and I don't like it.
It's out of your life.
Hopefully. It'll be out of my life completely when I actually get a paycheck in, and I hopefully don't have to fucking dispute anything about it, but yeah.
You will, but hopefully you'll be
I
able to
will.
deal with it quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, my older brother has that job now, and he is going to be raking in dough because he has to log in, basically working triple the amount of hours he's actually working according to the website, because the website is really shitty.
God damn.
Get back
I
here.
spent about 40 minutes earlier in stream talking about that, and I spent 20 minutes here.
He also vented a little bit.
I mean, that's super
Yeah.
fair. This is all that's all
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
maddening.
I was getting Darkest Dungeon stress a lot, and I went.
Adrian,
That was-
Adrian's resolve is tested.
Yeah.
Horny!
What? No, I was working with children, Zach.
You,
like hope-
you can be into whatever you want, but if I do turn this audio,
Don't-
but if I turn this audio into the police, that's your business.
Oh
You're
my
the one
fucking
describing all
God.
this to me, which implies more
I'm
about
not
you than
inscribing
me. I
anything
would
to you.
say,
You're the one who are saying these words.
I would say that I
I'm
was more
saying
hopeless
I'm
than
not
any
saying
other.
anything.
like,
I'm not saying I'm not the one that you know.
Mama say, mama. What's up?
It's really good. Horny.
Horny.
When you can tell you're not winning with Zach, so you have to diffuse.
It's really good. If we ever play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, that's all Adrian's gonna do to the bomb. He's gonna try to distract it with funny noises.
How else would you diffuse a bomb?
It's true. Very true. A very wise words.
You just unthink the bomb. That isn't that how
Did you
these
just
things
say unthink the bomb? Excuse me.
work? Yeah,
Sorry,
unthink
Sama,
the
not
bomb.
all of us have psychic powers.
You just don't think about it. The problem
I
will
like-
go away.
I like the verb unthink. That's a very strong
No,
verb.
Isn't it just Strominger's cat, right? If I don't acknowledge
Stromding?
the bomb exists,
What the fuck are
it
you
will
talking?
Strominger.
What? Whoa, no. Hold up. What? Did you just say?
Stromdinger's cat.
Strominger?
It's
Schrodinger?
Did you say
Oh, I'm
Did
sorry.
you say
Whatever.
Schrodinger or Stromdinger?
I have no idea. By the way.
I like Dr. Stromdinger.
Doctor. He wasn't a doctor. He was a mathematician. Oh, actually, never mind. Stromdinger was definitely a scientist.
Well, regardless of the guy's name, right? As long as I don't acknowledge the box exists, right? The bomb with the box or the bomb box. Regardless, it's not going to be there, right? It'll just disappear, right?
No.
Stromdinger's the guy who invented.
Schrodinger's cat does not rely on you acknowledging that the box is there or not. It's about whether or not the box is being opened. And I'm here to tell you that there's a certain event that occurs at the end of a bomb's life cycle where it opens very quickly and you can't stop it.
I will say that
fast.
Stromdinger invented the humdingers from The Little Mermaid that they're found in Ariel's Cove. That was his main invention in Tricky Treaty Society. I will also say that you might react a little differently when I was imagining for a second that Saba had said Lovecraft's cat.
No.
No.
Stop.
Yeah, it's like Lovecraft's
Adrian,
cat.
what's the name?
No.
Oh,
No. Everybody
it's
shut
not
up.
the Crimson Cat. It's not the Crimson Man. It's
For
All right, that's
300
pretty
points, answer this question. What is the name of Lovecraft's cat?
Alright, I guess I'm down 300 points then.
Hey Alexa. No.
Oh god, I don't even know if Alexa would answer that question.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know.
could you imagine if like a streamer said that and got everyone in their like stream's reaction to it? That would be a funny prank for a really popular streamer to say.
I'm gonna stonewall this for the time being. All right.
Are we just
Can we
gonna ignore
do
Brad's
another
text on
banter
there?
topic, please?
Okay, the only ones left I think are Zach's.
Are there mine? I know I posted
think so.
a lot in there.
Yeah, because we ran through most of the others, unless you count Dave's Nevermind as one of them.
Huh? Oh no,
Dave-
no, because it was because Dave responded to something that I said, and I had to remind him that channel is not for banter. It is for ideas for banter later.
Right. So what the hell does time to myself brain candy mean? Is that a future invention you have in mind?
No, so it was because I think about a lot of things while I'm in the shower, right? So, you have a lot of things that you have to do over the course of a day, right? Whether it be work or chores or whatever. But there's also like the concept of me time, right? Like everybody's familiar with the idea of like, oh, I just want to take time to myself. So if you had the opportunity to essentially, it's not exactly like pausing time, but like going into like a parallel time, if that makes sense, where you can where you have no responsibilities. You can just do whatever you want. You can just have as much personal time as you want without delaying any of the actual work that you have to do, right? However, for every like second that you spend in that reality, you lose a second off your lifespan. Like at the end. So,
Alright.
my question is, how long or like how much of that like personal pause time do you think you would use?
So you just are literally aging at a normal rate in there.
Yes, but you're aging at a normal rate, which I guess that is exactly what it is, where you're aging at a normal rate, but you get to like you can't make any progress, like you can't make money or finish projects or whatever. All you can do is like relax in the pause time. How long would you stay in the pause time? And you can do this like multiple times. You don't have to do it all in one chunk.
I mean, I'm kind of living in pause time right now because I don't have a job anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, like, but it'd be 100% free of consequences.
What's in this pause time realm?
I mean, it's just
do?
it's like normal. It's like whatever you would have normal access to. It's like
Can I do
literally
crimes?
imagine you sitting in your chair right now, slip into a parallel dimension.
Can I do crimes?
I mean, if that's what you want to do on your personal time, yeah, because in theory,
That's
it's
how he relaxes.
in theory, it's a timeline without consequences. So
What? How easy is it for the people of this consequence or this
hold
timeline
up.
to get...
I gotta clarify something as well because I just realized that this is a discrepancy in my idea. You asked, so you're just like aging normally. Not true, because you don't get older in this parallel timeline. You just suddenly die sooner, if that makes sense.
Finally.
Okay.
So if you spend 40 years in the pause time, you don't come out as a 60-year-old. You still come out as a 20-year-old who just dies 60 years earlier.
Okay, so like if I only spend like a couple minutes in there overall, then instead of dying of a heart attack, I would die right before I get the heart attack.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Cause of death, too much pause time.
Cause of death, too much pause time.
Okay, what I want to ask is, how easy is it for the people of this alternate
Saba,
dimension...
Grant, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Some silly shit.
Okay, so after we're done with this discussion, we are definitely reading some of these for chat, because they're very good.
Okay.
I will
Anyway.
say these are. I'm just using Mitch Hedberg quotes.
Oh, okay, I understand. All right. Sorry, Adrian. I know I keep interrupting you, but you're good to go.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
What?
I already said it, you missed it.
I did, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Could I ask you to kindly repeat yourself?
Go back and stream.
I'm not gonna do that. All right, Lawrence. What about you? How much of pause time would you use?
Oh, an uncomfortable amount of it.
That's not
Uh,
really an answer.
well, do you want me to give you a specific number?
Well, like, when do you, like, because you say comfortable, so how long would be an uncomfortable amount of time?
Oh, man. I guess if I go, like, a full 4 hours without making any progress, I'm gonna start to feel real guilty. I guess it's
No, but right,
that's
but
when I'll come
remember,
back.
this is a parallel timeline with no consequences.
Right. That's not gonna stop my guilt.
That is true, I guess. I didn't really think about that. I didn't think about the fact that you could still feel guilty just on your own.
So what I want to ask is, how easy is it for the people of this alternate timeline to get angry at the fact that I'm treating it as if without consequence, and then they just murder me?
It's without consequence, so anything you do... Actually, that's a good point, because...
If they kill me, am I shunted back to reality and no longer allowed back in there?
Yes, but then you can just go back, because it would be yet another reality.
Okay.
It would just be a different reality.
So the time I would spend there would consist solely of me trying to get kicked out of as many realities as I could.
By getting murdered?
However I can. If they have a democratic system where they can influence the science, they'll be like, alright, we all agree, the Council of Nations in this world, Adrian's not allowed back in this reality anymore. Like, if they can do that legally without killing me, then I'll go for that as well.
Alright. I mean, that's a pretty good answer, actually.
That's how I spend my free time.
How about you, Grant? I know that you're doing silly stuff in chat.
All the time.
You would just stay in there until you died?
Ideally.
It's a little fucked, but sure.
Does that mean the people from
It mean you die young?
side?
It means you would die
That's
young.
all I want. That's all I want.
Tragically,
But are you gonna be
still
dying in
young.
that parallel time place, or are you gonna come back to the real world? And
No,
die there?
the idea would
Depends
be that
how
you
much
would...
I fuck around.
The idea would be that as soon as, like, your time was up, you would immediately be, like, rocketed back into regular reality and then just keel over dead.
But would he be old man?
Okay,
Grant,
here, I
or-
wanna
No,
ask.
he would be Grant that went in there.
Can I pay like an extra $5 so that if I die spontaneously from using pause time, instead of keeling over dead, my body explodes or like disintegrates or something? Like I want a cool
Like-
death. You know?
No, it's the most pathetic death ever. It appears as if, like, you died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Can I pay money to buy the cool death DLC?
How much are you willing to pay? I can negotiate.
Okay. How much would it cost for me to die for when my time comes, instead of dying of a natural cause or a realistic cause, for my body to rapidly crystallize and then shatter in a really big particle effect?
Okay. For an effect like that, we can't necessarily barter with regular monetary currency, so I will instead have to do a counter proposal. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, so the counter proposal that the board has presented is you can have your sick-ass crystal death, but while you're in the pause time, you will have several spots on your body that are very itchy, but below the skin, and no matter how hard you scratch, even if you tore apart the skin, it would still scratch, or it would still itch.
I mean, Lawrence can attest, that's just what having eczema is.
Right, but it's forever.
Yeah, so is eczema.
Okay, it's a good point.
So is psoriasis.
It's just my eczema flares up when I'm in pause time, but I get to die really cool when I do die.
Yeah. Would you accept
Okay, cool.
that, Brad?
I'd accept that.
Okay,
I used to live.
So the manager in this Deal or No Deal style alternate reality.
Has he got the fucking
game
spell
show.
on me?
No. He has a final. He has an additional counter proposal. Excuse me. In addition to the itchy thing, you also have to constantly be thinking about embarrassing moments from your past, but the moment that you start to get over the embarrassing moment, a person from your childhood will suddenly walk in on whatever situation you're in and remind you about it in a really embarrassing way, and then get everybody to laugh at you.
Is there any benefit to this? Do I get, like...
This is in addition to the itchy thing, so you could have your crystal death.
What? This is, I don't appreciate this being tacked on when I thought we already agreed on the terms of contract.
This is capitalism. I get to do whatever I want.
I'm going to contact my space lawyers.
We're not in space.
Yeah, we are. We're
Oh
always in
shit,
space.
dude! When did we get into space?
We're always in space. Earth is in space.
Earth is not in space. How could it be
Yeah,
in
it
space?
is.
Space is like big and full of stars. Earth isn't full
It's
of
also
stars.
full of Earth.
No.
Space is full of
Earth
and-
is also flat.
Yeah. Space is like a dishwasher, and we're a flat disk loaded right in the middle of it, baby.
Are you saying the Earth is?
What a fucking analogy.
What a lie.
Yeah, it is.
Oh god, I hate everything. Okay.
But anyways, I'm contacting my space lawyers.
Also, by the way, because I'm still watching you and Saba go absolutely insane in chat. Is she not technically cheating? Because doesn't she have a +1 on her side to help her think of this bullshit?
I'm just coming up with this on the fly.
Saba doesn't
That's
have to defend
just-
herself.
You're just biased.
Oh my god.
Against, you're just biased against teamwork.
I'm
I'm not biased against teamwork. I have never worked on a team.
Then allow me to contact my space lawyers so we can work together on my defense.
I'm also on your defense.
No, you're on my.
You're lucky
apparently-
that I moonlight as a defense attorney.
I think I'd rather go with my state-appointed lawyer.
Why?
My space-appointed lawyer.
Space appointed lawyer.
Yeah. Actually, no. I'll go private. I'll hire my own lawyer. I hear Globzor's pretty good.
Globzor?
Yeah, he's my space lawyer.
I've heard good things about that guy. It's true.
He passed the Milky Way galaxy bar.
The Milky Way galaxy
You should
bar.
have just said the Milky Way bar, because that would be a double entendre.
That's just a chocolate. He takes his lawyering very seriously, Zach. I'll have you not reduce him to just a goof, you know.
All right, so we are officially pivoting.
In the court.
Saba is obviously like primarily indisposed, so she can choose to read this if she wants. But I would
It's way too hard coming up with responses.
I
Brent.
would
think
like
this would be
I would
Real
like
impressive.
to have these responses read on stream. So it can be Grant and Saba, or if Saba can't do it, then Lawrence will take Saba's place.
All right. I mean, these are all just Mitch Hedberg bits that I just love.
And then there's just me
okay.
randomly coming up with topics based off
I mean,
of
the
what
first,
Grant comes up.
the first one was the depressing thing about tennis is that no matter how good I get, I'll never be good as a wall.
It's true.
And then,
That is quite true.
dogs are forever in the push-up position.
Also very true.
I mean, hey, to be fair, walls don't got shit on being able to serve.
That is true. The wall
True.
can't serve back.
Back.
They can return very well, but they cannot serve for shit.
They have they're on their stat sheet in Mario Tennis Aces. The wall has a return stat of like infinity, and then a 0 on serving.
Yeah.
So you're telling me at the beginning of the tennis match, if the wall wins the coin flip, it actually loses because it instantly can't serve, so it gets disqualified.
Well, I mean, the point where it becomes love, it just becomes a stalemate.
That's a good point.
It just goes back and forth.
Very interesting matches.
Yeah.
My fake plants died because I did not pretend to water them. I can whistle with my fingers, especially if I have a whistle.
It's like that one.
These are just anti-jokes. I love them.
No, it's like the one Dave the
Mitch
Barbarian
Hedberg's
bit where it's like,
with his vast mind, a squirrel, some rope, and a megaphone, Dave the Barbarian has made a megaphone.
yeah, thinking quickly.
Thinking
I like
quickly.
refried.
And it's
I
just
like
a
refried
megaphone with a
beans.
squirrel tied to it. It's so good.
Yeah. I like refried beans. That's why I want to try fried beans, because maybe they're just as good and we're just wasting time.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I
Alright,
never actually
Baba.
thought about that because I don't actually eat beans, but I never actually realized that refried beans are beans that have been fried again.
Yes.
Saba, are you able
I'll be
to read
reading
them?
Saba's thing because Saba said that it got loud for her. So, if a giraffe trips and falls over and there's no one in the savannah, does it make a sound?
Thinking.
Thinking emoji. I mean, yeah.
Does it?
Sound isn't dependent on
though?
whether or not someone can hear it. It's just like if people ask, "Is water wet?" It's like, yeah, it's obviously wet. Just because you're not there to touch it doesn't mean that it's not wet.
I think the better question is, where's the caveman?
Where's the caveman? All right, Lawrence.
Right. Is it possible to move the body fast enough where it would become invisible?
According to Dragon Ball Z, I guess so.
Also, according to
Right, the authority on
And
science. Dragon Ball Z.
according
Yeah.
to Drax, you could also move your body so
So
slow
slowly
that
it
you would still
becomes
become
invisible.
invisible.
Oh.
It's a bell
works both
curve of
ways.
visibility.
it's actually an interesting thought experiment because in actuality, yes, it is theoretically possible that something can move so fast that it becomes invisible. However, anything moving fast enough to become invisible would be vaporized instantly. So, I guess not.
None of it's made of
Slapping the
invisibilium.
chicken's croquet.
Oh, she needs 1,000 gold because she's a hoe.
You know when they have a fishing show on TV, they catch the fish and then let it go? They don't want to eat the fish, they just want to make it late for something.
That's not. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true.
Imagine that
That's how-
happening to humans by aliens.
I
He
guess that
just
is
gets
kind of what they do.
Picked up.
Alien catch and release.
People have talked about this before, but like, do you think that is what happens to fish? They they are like, oh my god, shit's happening, oh my god, and then they go back to their other fish, and all the other fish are like, shut up, dude. There's no such thing as humans.
I mean, you think
So
about it,
annoying.
if you're in a pack of fish and you're the unlucky one that bites the thing and you lose your pack, that's fucked up.
It's true.
True.
It's almost as fucked up as the idea of a fly who gets on a plane that's about to fly like over like international waters, and then that fly is for the rest of its life in a country that it will never know?
I mean, wouldn't it die from the difference in air pressure?
On a plane? No.
It's a fly.
Yeah, do you die on a plane from a difference in
Yeah,
air
because-
pressure?
No, because I'm an entire human with a complicated skeletal muscular system that allows me to adapt to that.
They
Plus, I'm in a
pressurize
pressurized plane.
the cabin, you madman!
I thought you meant a fly that's like on top of the wing of the plane.
No. No. Oh my god, that's the strongest fly in the fucking world!
That's what I was gonna say. Wouldn't it just die?
No, I meant like it went into the cabin with everyone.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Dude, that fly is swole as fuck. Holy shit.
Or dead.
Or dead. There really isn't. It is true. There really isn't really isn't an in between those two things in this circumstance.
I would love to see that swole fly though.
Well, okay. Here's a question that I have for
I
you.
love that swole ass fly.
Here's a question that kind of I think is more indicative of your nature than anything else. But would you rather, for a day, be shrunken down and forced to live in a lawn, or for a day, subject yourself and the world to all bugs being scaled up massively to the point where they're the same size as like cars
For how long?
Fuck, I just do the lawn.
for a day?
For a day? I don't know,
Yeah.
man. A lot of people would die.
Right, but the alternative is just you're shrunk down in the lawn and bugs are the biggest cars to you.
But it's for a day, right?
Yeah, for a whole day.
It's not that bad. I'm talking about the lawn bit. Like, I don't
Right.
know. I feel like I could do that. It's only a
You
day.
don't have anyone to. You don't really have anyone to help you though.
It's only a day. I'm not gonna dehydrate. I'm not gonna starve. I will literally just dig a small hole and put myself in it. To
You don't
hide.
Minecraft style.
You don't
Yeah.
think bugs can burrow?
Yeah, but I don't know. Are the bugs really gonna come after me that quickly?
They
Yeah.
smell the fear.
Dude,
They
bugs are
smell
ruthless.
the fear. I would definitely be afraid.
Well, would you rather have the alternative where you're still normal sized but all the bugs get really big for a day?
No, because like I said, a lot of people would die. Could
Wait, then-
like people are like I think praying mantises are really cool. Praying mantises would absolutely slaughter like 9 human beings before anybody would be able to take it down. They're very scary.
They are. But you live in America, the most well-armed country in the world.
Anywho, can we go back to the quotes?
It's Lawrence's turn.
Since moving theoretically slows down time, when I drive, am I aging slower?
No,
In a literal sense, yes, actually.
it's not how that works.
It is how that works, actually.
It's not.
It is, technically.
Moving in a three-dimensional space does not move you. more slowly
You are
through
correct
time.
in that a person in motion does not age slower. However, their literal age versus the relative age of the world outside of the car is becoming does develop a larger and larger discrepancy. However, that discrepancy is incredibly small, but it is still a discrepancy that exists.
Okay.
That's
I haven't slept for 10 days because that would be too long.
that one's really good. I like that one.
Zach called me a knob, but I like to be known as a handle, because when a situation arises, I can just handle it.
Only
Saba
just.
definitely came up with that one on her own.
I
What's
think
that supposed to
Bigfoot-
mean?
Because I did call her a knob?
Oh, okay.
Also,
did you
it
think that
mentioned
meant?
Zach.
I thought you were insulting Saba's ability to come up with things in general.
I
No.
can do that too. Do you want me to?
No, it's a very common quote, which includes Zach. His name particularly.
Zach. I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry, and that's extra scary to me. There's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
There's
then I posted
there's a
it.
large, out of focus monster roaming the countryside.
And then I posted a hypothetical that only plays did. Well, what if there was a
Tiny
small,
blurry
blurry man running around your kitchen?
I love that anime. It's really good.
Since doves have transparent eyelids, can they see me when I sleep?
What?
They're always watching.
I always feel like somebody's
Somebody's
watching me.
I'm against picketing, but I don't know how to show it.
There's actually a whole
That one's
number of
really
different-
good. I like that one a lot.
Mitch Hedberg's a genius.
Oh,
What
that's
it
so
was. Rest in peace.
Oh,
He lives on as a lich with his phylactery and darkest
True.
also very
Lich Hedberg.
Lich
in the-
Hedberg!
Yeah, the Dungeons of Thalming.
That's really good.
if I have claustrophobia, could I die from simply thinking I'm trapped inside my head?
Can you die?
Man,
That's
that's
a good idea.
that's dark.
I mean, your brain can shut down from pretty much anything. It just almost never does.
Hmm.
For example, getting thrown into space.
That kills you for other reasons, Lawrence.
No, it kills you
Name
because
one.
you're claustrophobic.
Space is the most open expanse in existence.
Have you been in a perfectly dark room before? It feels
Are
very close.
Are you billions of cubic meters big? Excuse you, it's not big for me.
Listen, you have to appreciate the relative difference in our circumstances, alright?
In our size.
I am actually that one character from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, where I'm actually the size of the whole galaxy. I just project myself smaller so that way I can talk to those people.
I'm actually Galactus.
Galactus Planet Eater.
What was the name of that guy, Lawrence?
I don't fucking
Oh
remember.
man.
Galactus?
No, it was
No.
it was a dude from it was like a minor character from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and it's
Oh,
literally
Gargantuan.
Gargantuan, yeah.
Gargantuan.
Gargantuan
It starts with
Crowds
an
is my
O.
favorite anime.
Yeah.
It
was Super Mario.
Omnitraxis,
Omnitraxis,
there you go.
thank
I knew
you.
I knew it started with an O.
I was actually gonna say Omnitrix, and I was like, no, that's the Ben 10 thing.
Omnitrix.
I was thinking Osmosis Joan.
If you
Osmosis
went to a Nintendo themed restaurant, would you try Super Mario broth?
I like
yeah.
that Twitter.
Would you try the Super Mario broth though?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure.
If I'm going to the fucking Nintendo the Nintendo store, why wouldn't I buy their food?
But what if they have that as an option and they have two menu items? One is Super Mario broth and the other is chicken Alfredo.
I can have chicken Alfredo anywhere though. Also, why couldn't I just buy both?
It's too expensive.
What?
you-
One of them,
You
like you
all-
look at the menu and where the price would normally be, it says all of it on both of them.
No, you've only got like $25 in your pocket and you accidentally left your wallet at home. And the Super Mario broth is $16.
Okay.
And so is the chicken Alfredo.
Is 16?
Yeah, $16.
That's pretty good value for an Alfredo.
Yeah, but you don't know what the Super Mario broth is.
But I do know what Alfredo is.
Yeah, so would you try the Super Mario broth?
This is tough. this is a hard question.
How would you feel if someone else that was with you was like, dude, the Super Mario broth tastes amazing, but when you find out what the ingredients are, it feels disgusting, but it still tastes really good.
Are they also telling me the ingredients?
No.
Then I mean, I eat McDonald's sometimes, so that's like the same thing.
What if you order it and they do a big rigmarole thing where like Miyamoto comes up himself and works really hard on a treadmill and just sweats into a bowl for 5 minutes?
You remember the part where we were discussing the hypothetical situation of like your own personal like pause time
Hold
dimension, and then you got pissed at me for adding a single additional stipulation on the end of the thing, and then proceed to 16 times in a row continue to change the scenario.
Well, no.
I'm sorry, how is this any different?
Because I was getting mad in character.
I am also getting mad in character at the moment.
Okay, then you just eat the chicken Alfredo.
No, I'd get the broth.
Okay, would you drink Miyamoto's sweat, which is Super Mario broth, and then find out if it's really good?
But you said it's still good, right?
Yeah, it still tastes really good.
I mean, people drink piss.
Okay, so you have that, and then your friend gets a chicken Alfredo and really rubs it in your face.
Don't record that audio. Delete this VOD. Zach in the future, delete this VOD.
Okay. So yeah, Zach would have the Super Mario broth, even if it was just Miyamoto's sweat, as long as it tasted really good. What if it gave you indigestion? How do you deal with that?
Probably Tums, like everything that a white guy deals with.
Okay.
Headache, Tums. Indigestion, Tums.
Allergy to Tums? Tums.
bleeding out due to a violent drive-by, Tums.
Anaphylaxis from allergy to Tums? Tums.
It's like in fucking what was the game? Zombies. You're in a mall. Dead Rising. It's like in Dead Rising.
Zombie mall.
It's like it's like when you're in Dead Rising or Dead Rising 2 rather, and you're fucking full of bullet holes, and the guy is just bleeding out everywhere, and you take a swig of orange juice, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
That's the power of the. That's the power of the Super Nintendo broth. Or sorry, the Super Mario broth. The Super Nintendo broth is just Tums. Super Mario broth is Miyamoto's sweat.
What about the super duper Nintendo broth?
You mix them both.
Oh no.
Tums and Miyamoto's sweat, the panacea for our age.
Oh. All right, I have another.
What else?
I have. How much progress are we making with the?
I think we have like 2 or 3 more.
We're like halfway.
We're halfway.
All right,
we're about a third through.
Let's do another. We're about a third of the way through. Let's do another banter.
Okay,
banter.
we have pause in exchange. No wait, that's the same one. Are they not? Is time
No,
myself and pause not the same
no,
one?
I shift entered so that way I could add context that was for myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, we have the 9-foot-tall new villain and logical fallacies.
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
talk
and
about,
also
let's
what
talk
is
about
drag?
Resident Evil.
We also have drag. And
No,
then we have which ones
we
that are really old.
we talked about drag before. I don't think you were there, but we talked about it.
Okay.
Because
We also have a bunch of really
I
old
was
ones.
asking whether or not drag also counts if it's a woman dressing up as a man.
Okay.
And apparently it does. Apparently they're drag kings, and I never heard of that before.
Yeah. Okay. The new 9-foot-tall Resident Evil lady. Lots of porn made of her already.
Yeah, I mean, you knew
Holy
that was
crap.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
The demo is out, and I'm not gonna lie, the Resident Evil 8 just in general seems really interesting, just as like a Resident Evil game in and of itself.
Don't you play as Chris Redfield?
Well, we don't know who you play as yet, is the thing.
No, you play as the guy from 7.
Well, so that
The same guy?
well,
Oh, man.
Ethan, because remember he gets rescued by Stars or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Stars.
But there are things in the demo, Grant, like little details that you can find in the environment that seem to imply that you're going to be playing as 3 different characters over the course of the
Oh
story.
my god.
But because the whole game is in first person, you won't know who's where, which I think is kind of neat at points. Like you'll swap characters and not realize like why or how. Which I think is neat.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's that, and then the main villains, at least as far as we've seen so far, because there appears to be like a thing with werewolves and a thing with vampires, which I'm super in for, because I always love like vampire versus werewolf like discourse, I guess. One of the like. There's like 3 vampire ladies who like run the entire like vampire cult thing, and 2 of the 3 of them have been revealed so far. One of them is obviously the 9-foot-tall vampire lady that everybody's like super horny for, but then they revealed a new one who she looks like a crazy like goth cultist chick or whatever. But they keep like the official artwork that they use to like reveal the characters is always like a top-down cleavage shot of these characters. And so it's like, oh, so like, okay, so they are 100% trying to accentuate the fact that they're hot. Because otherwise you would just show them being scary and not them in a sexy pose with blood all over their face.
Right.
That's the statement.
Yes.
That's the statement.
That's the statement.
I mean, they know what they're going for, and they did it.
They did.
Yeah,
I'm glad they did.
they're straightforward with it. They don't try to hide or pussyfoot around it.
True.
It was just like, I liked the guy who posted the Capcom then versus Capcom now on Twitter, and Capcom then was the old woman from RE7, if you remember, Grant, where her entire like front stomach / vagina area was just like a giant disgusting fleshy beehive. It was revolting. And then you fast forward to the new Resident Evil, and it's just like, you know, hot woman.
Hot woman.
They know what they're doing.
Capcom has gone back and forth on. I don't know if anyone else cares, but do you guys know Chun-Li?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
Are you talking
do you
about
know-
whether or
you
not
guys-
she's thick or not?
Well, no, because that's relatively consistent. I'm talking about specifically when she used her projectile, her fireball. You guys know her fireball?
I can't say I do.
From the old Street Fighter?
Well, she's had a fireball ever since, basically ever. But she has two poses. One where she is just shooting a fireball with her hands, and the other where she violently sticks her ass out while shooting the fireball. And which one she does depends on which year the game was released, where it flips back and forth. And then recently, she has both, where the one where she sticks her ass out is a special version, and the normal one is her normal one. So Capcom has gone back and forth on how sexy.
So
they
is it
want
a
Chun-Li to be
fireball or
character.
is it like a sonic boom? Because like I don't understand. Because given like Street Fighter lore, I don't understand how she's able to conjure enough ki energy from her ass.
Well, I mean, it's. I mean, I'm talking about fireball as far as like gameplay terms. It's a projectile.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
just generic projectile. Because about to say, because
Yeah.
I know that Guile can literally make sonic booms with his fists in canon, which is how he has that sonic boom move. So I thought you were implying, what was that anime where it was like the anime girls are like trying to knock each other into the water with their giant asses? You remember that one?
Excuse me. Oh.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Wasn't it like, I think it was like, I can't remember.
I vaguely remember something.
But
like
yeah,
that.
like I thought Adrian was implying that that's how Chun-Li was able to. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I assumed that you meant that she was like booty bumping the air so hard that it created a sonic boom.
No, that's like Laura. That's something she would probably do.
Excuse you, Laura's like thunderclap.
Yeah? Would you put it past her to just
Clap
booty
of her
clap?
ass cheeks.
The clap of her ass cheeks brings storms.
But yeah, so with nowadays Chun-Li's ass sticking outness depends on how heavy the fireball is up to EX.
That's interesting.
So yeah.
Ooh, I'm good. Struck by lightning again. Okay. All right.
She used to
well,
also
that
have a
was
much
good.
more generic. She also used to have a much more generic pose where it was basically just like a weirder version of Ryu and Ken, but it would get to the same place where it's the same pose at the end.
Okay. Alright, so that one was the Resident Evil topic. That's basically all I wanted to say. Because obviously when I put that in there, it was with the initial shock of people revealing, or with Capcom revealing the 9-foot-tall vampire lady. So I was like, dude, we gotta talk about this. And now that time has passed, it's just another hot video game woman, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
But the game
Yeah.
does look good.
Based on the demo that I watched two different people play through the demo, and it's, you know, it's obviously very linear because it's a demo, but they both went about it in like different-ish ways in terms of like, you know, going straight forward or like looking for like hidden secrets and stuff like that. And yeah, the game is obviously for PS5, so it looks extremely good. That goes without saying. But yeah, it seems good. It might be the first Resident Evil game that I play. I was originally planning on playing RE2 Make, but I didn't. So maybe I'll go back and play that one day. But Resident Evil 8 looks interesting.
All right.
Cool.
I also posted the older version of Chun-Li's Fireball where
Is that a
it's just
GIF?
yeah, it's a GIF. You have to hover over it.
Ah, okay. I see. Oh my god, she whips her head back.
Yeah, and then she ends up doing the exact same pose that Ryu and Ken do at the end of theirs, but gets there differently.
Oh, excuse me.
What does logical fallacies and social media recommendations, I sexy Samus effect mean?
Ah, so this was a video that I watched the other day that was quite interesting, and it was just talking about different social media sites and how they build their algorithms to like recommend content to people. And the sexy Samus effect is the like example that they gave. So I'll explain the premise first and then explain the example. The general premise is that, and you know, obviously everybody's already familiar with this. Anybody who goes on the internet is familiar with this. Social media sites will oftentimes just recommend you stuff that you already like instead of like trying to broaden you out a little bit more, because they know that if it's something you like, you're going to come back for it. Different social media sites will do this in different ways. Like Facebook will have it where as you're scrolling through like your Facebook feed, if you even stop at all, like if your screen is not actively moving down, it will register every single post that is currently visible on the screen and put like a little check mark in the background being like, yep, they were interested in this. Let's give them more of this later. And so that's the basic premise. Just the idea of like looking at something period results in social media like feeding you more of that same thing. And so the sexy Samus effect was that there was this dude. It wasn't even like particularly great art, but he did like a scantily clad Samus Aran piece of art that was making the rounds on Twitter because, you know, that sort of stuff gets a lot of likes. And normally stuff like that would just, you know, fade into nothingness. However, in this particular case, just something in the algorithm, this was only like a few months ago, by the way, something in the algorithm like snapped. And people were getting this same artwork, you know, from people retweeting it or liking it or following the guy. It was basically just people were able to like record videos of them like scrolling through their Twitter feed. And this one piece of artwork, this one like tweet got so much attention that the algorithm just didn't know what to do and just kept giving it to everybody, which just kept feeding the beast even more because more and more people were looking at it. And it got to the point where Twitter had to like in the back end delete the post from the website and all of the retweets and whatevers. They had to delete all of that, retroactively change how the algorithm worked, and then bring the guy's post back up, but this time with no likes and no retweets on it.
So much power.
And it was a really weird video. If I can find it, because it was a few days ago that I watched it, but if I can find it again, I'll post it in general. Where it was just a really interesting video of just basically reaffirming the idea of like, yeah, social media just feeds whatever you're already into, and sometimes to a degree that is clearly erroneous. So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Crazy.
Twitter do be like that, though.
Twitter do be like that.
Internet wild.
All social media do be like that.
It's true. What's the best social media site that you think?
None of them.
None of them.
Yeah, none.
No, but
I will say-
I'm not saying which ones. I'm not saying which ones are good. I'm saying which one is the best of the worst. It's a hard question.
Not Facebook.
Definitely
Parler
not
anymore.
Facebook.
Nah. Not Reddit.
Definitely not Reddit.
Not
Not
Parler anymore
Instagram.
because it doesn't exist.
MySpace.
It's been defeated
Nice.
for now.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's not bad.
LinkedIn's not
Is that
bad. I
technically
would
social
argue that
media?
it's not social media.
Does Neopets count?
If Neopets counts, then fucking Club Penguin counts.
Club Penguin doesn't exist anymore, though.
That's a good point. I didn't actually think of that.
Neopet endures.
You're making it sound like it's immortal.
Isn't it?
It is.
That's a good point. It's a very scary thought. Please stop saying this.
You don't want your Neopet to endure in a horrific, like, foodless existence where you've abandoned him forever to starve?
I don't want to talk about this. Okay, there you go. So, by the way, this entire stream that I've been doing, I've been literally just trying to get to these two things, where now any resources that I collect, as long as I craft them at all, as long as they're not raw resources, I sell them for a little bit more gold and then turn that gold into XP. That's literally all I was doing this entire stream. and I just got there.
Oh, have you guys seen the AI-15 stuff recently?
I'm gonna say
what?
no.
No?
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
There's a website that has basically, with the help of, like, I think either Harvard or MIT or some really big college, with the help of a bunch of, like, students and professors working together, they compiled a bunch of, like, popular just media, so TV show or video game voices, and basically made a algorithm that you can type in and make them do text-to-speech for you. And it's really popular because some of the people on that list or characters include, like, My Little Pony characters, Steven Universe, Team Fortress 2 characters, I want to say G-Man from Gmod, or not Gmod, Half-Life, as well as a bunch of other...
from Gmod. You were
Right.
right the first time.
But yeah, a bunch of those, and it's gotten a lot of traction specifically with TF2 because that community tends to do a lot of voice mixing for varying videos where they just take existing clips and mix and match them and make them say what they want, but now they can just type it in and they'll say it. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's surprisingly convincing. And there's one specific one where someone took a bunch of samples and converted into a clip that got really popular and has a lot of animations for it. Hang on, Demoland Spy Persona. It's a really popular one about one of the characters TF2 finding out another one has a persona. And it's made entirely using AI that's been fed voice samples from both of them.
By his
Yeah.
confession.
Ooh, there's a spy in the base. That is really interesting, though. Is there, do they have any sort of licensing for AI-15 as to whether or not people are allowed to use it for commercial products yet? I'm assuming not, since it's, characters that they don't necessarily own.
I don't think so. I mean, it's just on a website for free that you can access and just type in text and characters. For some reason, they have Undertale characters on there.
But they just
But
go...
they don't have established voices.
I'm about to say,
Right.
they just go...
Right, so if you just want those noises on loop, then you can do that, I guess.
So it's just Animal Crossing.
Right, but they also have, let's see, I'm looking at the website now. They have Portal, My Little Pony French Magic, 2001 A Space Odyssey, SpongeBob, TF2, Daria, Persona 4, Honey Pop, The Stanley Parable, Dan vs. Jungle Force, Equestria Girls, Doctor Who, Half-Life's Universe, and Undertale.
Holy shit.
It's quite
So-
interesting.
I want
actually.
Stanley Parable voice. That'd be pretty good.
There's apparently, you can do text-to-speech with about 103 minutes of data and type in stuff and generate it.
What does
Wow.
103 minutes of data
cool.
mean?
It means that that's the amount of audio data they use to train the algorithm to speak.
So
that
you're
voice.
saying that with this website, if you submitted an hour and 30 minutes of stream where I'm talking, you could get me to say whatever you want?
I mean, it
Oh, no.
wouldn't always be very convincing, but yeah. Also, 103 minutes, so almost 2 hours, not just an hour.
That's like
Although I will
less
say,
than a single. That's like less than a single stream.
I will say there are characters on here that, like Miss Paul in TF2, only has 16 minutes and is pretty convincing consistently.
This is scary technology.
It's like-
Not
it's like
gonna
deep
lie.
fake.
Also, like
all
I would
over
say,
again.
we've been
It's deep
streaming
fakes,
for
but
so
for audio.
long. I'm pretty sure if we wanted to make Zach say anything, we could probably just go through the
You could probably
And-
just go
and-
through and find it. I mean, there are definitely words I haven't said, So,
Right, but obviously this AI
Okay,
is
guys,
programmed
get
to do
out
that.
the list
And
now.
here's one of the more interesting parts. You can write it in the text so that you can use certain notation to note different emotions. So for the AI to generate different emotions for it, and every time you press generate, it'll generate a different audio clip for the same text different times. So it's non-deterministic. It can generate different reads of the same line.
this is really interesting.
Again, that's
Where did you
terrifying
hear? Oh no,
technology.
you probably heard about this because of the
Because of the TF2
yeah,
thing.
because
Yeah.
of the TF2 thing. Okay, that makes sense.
You signed it.
You signed it.
Spy, why did you draw yourself as a buff, two-legged wolf person?
His name is Dutch.
His name
Technology crazy.
Technology do be
You
crazy.
fucking what? On Twitter.
Okay. Does someone want to propose a hypothetical? Since apparently
Or
we're
do
done
you do you
with-
want me and Grant to continue on with
Oh, you weren't done?
the random? No,
We said we were only halfway done.
Oh, sorry.
I
I thought
mean-
you meant halfway done with banter ideas.
No, halfway done with the post that Saba and I did.
Oh, please continue then.
All right. I want to hang a map of the world in my house, and then I'm going to put pins into all the locations that I've traveled to. But first, I'm going to have to travel to the top 2 corners of the map so it won't fall down.
That's really funny.
it's pretty good.
I was legit thinking that. Yes. Wait, the top 2 corners of the map. That's not even that far. Like you literally just have to go really far north and then just go slightly to your left or right.
Yeah, just go to Alaska and then Russia.
Easy.
Walking
That's
distance.
really funny. It's like that. It's like that one post from the guy who was like, fucking Pearl Harbor was an inside job where he took the world map and he was like, how could they have possibly gotten from Japan to Hawaii without going either around Africa and South America or directly?
Yeah, like all the opposite way.
And it's so good. I love it.
Oh, by the way, I posted the 15AI website if you want to check it out yourself.
I will actually check that out later because
Yeah.
because that could be extremely useful for projects I have ideas for in the future. Like I don't know,
Uh-oh.
maybe voicing some characters from a knockoff Phoenix Wright game.
I mean, as long as you're using voices from any of the specific media samples they have, then yes.
Oh, it's not. They don't have. Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. It's not a service where I could upload my own stuff and then the AI would generate
no.
it. Ah,
Yeah, no.
okay. That's my bad.
It's only,
I thought I
it's
could.
only the listed ones.
I thought I could take an hour and 30 minutes of Grant doing his gumshoe voice, and then I'd be able to use that. For
Oh my god.
I mean, if you had access on the back end from the developers, then maybe. But no, as far as the public
I'll
Public
go.
facing.
I'll
The
go to the people at
developers.
Harvard who are making this shit and being like, "All right, listen, my friend Saba's really good at doing Pearlie's voice from Ace Attorney. I would like you to immortalize this forever."
no,
Oh my god.
you'd have to. It's powered apparently by Oxford and MIT.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Feel free to continue. By the way, guys.
All right. I bought size 8 shoes thinking I would eventually grow into them. I didn't.
That's from Saba.
I've done that before though.
Like you
buying,
think you would grow?
Yeah, like buying medium or large size shirts, thinking just like,
I'm
hey,
gonna
I'm
get
gonna grow
fat."
up to be a big boy
Oh.
or fat, either one. I was thinking big
I-
boy, but sure.
I have legitimately gotten to a point where my old pants don't fit anymore solely from coronavirus pounds.
I think that's a pretty
Oh.
common story.
I
That's
used
fair.
to have a thigh gap. I no longer have a thigh gap.
you would have been so popular in 2004.
I would have been a child in 2004.
I'm saying like if you, well, I guess I'm saying you while you had your thigh gap. If you were in 2004, people would have been like, "Damn." Actually, no, they probably would have just called you gay. But
all right, going to contact the FBI.
about what?
Implications made here.
I don't understand.
I bought a $7 pen because I always lose pens and I got sick of not caring.
You know what?
Over my
I super
$20
get
pen.
that actually, because that's actually super real, at least for me. Because Grant is familiar, and I guess Lawrence too, familiar with the fact that I bought 8 $10 pens and then had them shipped from Japan, and I haven't lost a single one of them because I sure as fuck remember exactly where these fucking $10 pens are. Oh man, I did legit spend $90 on pens though. They're good pens.
If you get sick from losing pens,
Oi! 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 You! Stop hitting the. What are you doing?
he's dying.
He's busted on my fucking loom, dude.
If you get sick from losing pens, is the treatment penicillin?
I like that one.
It's pretty good.
Bad jokes.
Wearing a turtleneck is like being strangled by a really weak guy all day.
It's true.
Technically speaking, it's not premarital sex if you never get married.
Also
It
true.
is also, in a very literal sense, true.
I really like that because my brother got me a really nice turtleneck for Christmas.
But you're like,
And when I was wearing it, I just feel like, man, someone keeps holding onto my neck. Oh no, it's my sweater.
Someone with tube-shaped hands.
Tube shape.
Doesn't
like, furry
everybody have
hands.
tube-shaped hands?
That's one of the new Kermit models that's meant to restrain, but it's still made of felt.
It's so soft.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that.
Alright, cuff Kermit, cuff him! You got it, sir! Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, it's a nice turtleneck.
Yeah.
warm.
He's getting away, sir. I don't weigh enough to stop him.
He just
He's literally
stands
just
up and walks
lifting me off the
away.
floor!
Quick, boys, after him! And then there's just like thousands and thousands of Kermits, and like theoretically they should be like weighing Grant down, but he's still just walking normally because that's how little they weigh.
Which weighs more, 1,000 pounds of Kermits or
Or Grant.
Kermit? Or Grant?
Wait,
True.
1,000 pounds of Kermit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
would
one
guess
weighs
I
more?
guess the Kermits then.
1,000 pounds of
Kermit's
Kermit or
heavy.
1,000 pounds of Grant?
1,000 pounds of Kermit or 1,000 pounds of feathers?
What could it be?
Speaking on another funny thing that happened during like another like NLSSism that I really enjoy. There's a guy on that show named Dan Giesling. He's a like winner of the TV show Big Brother, as well as one of the most popular contestants that was ever like on the show. Period. And he's on the show a lot because him and NL are like good friends now. And one of the things that this motherfucker said while they were playing Battlegrounds still to this day baffles me to an unbelievable degree, because he basically tried to do exactly what Adrian just did, where he was like, which one weighs more, which one weighs more, 1,000 pounds of feathers or 1,000 pounds of concrete, or rather that's what he said when he meant to do like the normal thing. And when he got called out for making the mistake, he was like, well, certain things just weigh less than others. And they're like, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, if I had a gallon of helium, doesn't that weigh nothing? And everybody's response was, well, it weighs less than nothing because it floats. And he's like, well, how can it weigh less than nothing? that doesn't make any sense. Stuff has to weigh something. And they were like, and they go on this like big long diatribe, and it basically ends with NL like screaming in a very similar fashion to what I do on occasion, screaming, being like, helium is a real thing, Dan, that's still lighter than air, so it floats. And Dan just goes, all right, next time we go to PAX, hand me some helium. And NL goes like, okay, I'll hand you a canister. And he goes, no, hand me some helium. If you can do that, then it's real.
Oh my god.
And NL just has a fucking mental breakdown of like, I can't believe that this man won fucking Big Brother. It's really funny.
What is the point of Big Brother? Like, how do you win Big Brother? I never understood what the premise was.
You know Survivor?
Yeah.
It's literally Survivor, but instead of having to live in like a survival situation, you are living in a house that is cut off from all society, like all outside contact, and you're literally just in there until you either get voted off or win.
What? So you just like play a bunch of physical game show games?
A lot of the show is like hidden camera, well, less hidden camera because they know they're on camera, but the large majority of the show is like hidden camera style, people sitting around the living room just shit talking each other, and then going to the person they were shit talking and being like, hey, we're friends, right? Like 99% of Big Brother is about like mind games and like trying to manipulate people. And that's why it's really good.
Wow.
Is it good?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The only seasons I've ever watched were the ones that had Dan in them, and those ones are super good because Dan makes it very interesting. But under most circumstances, now that I think about it, most episodes of Big Brother just involve like one person screaming bloody murder at another, and then everybody else in the house just being like, yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of what the show devolves into sometimes, but yeah.
It feels like it's a show that would lack substance.
Oh, absolutely. The show is 100% vapid, but depending on if you get really good personalities, like I can't remember exactly what season it was, but they did have a season of Big Brother where they invited back all of the like fan favorites, which included Dan, and that season was godlike. It was amazing, just because it was all these like big personalities and people who had like actual experience in, you know, in this circumstance, like all trying to play each other at the same time, and it was very good.
Speaking of game shows, have you guys ever watched like a substantive amount of The Tester?
Is the Tester?
I watched the season, or I watched the episodes with Aaron in them.
The Tester was a game show, and I think still kind of is, I'm not sure. Anyways, it was a game show at one point at least, where a bunch of people would compete for a job play-testing Sony games. And the way they did so was by performing varying physical comedy, like trial test games.
Wait, and Aaron from the Game Grumps was on this show?
Yeah.
He was on there for a few episodes. He got eliminated very early.
What
Because-
was that legitimate or?
It was. They probably hired him. He did apply with an online video, and they probably hired him because they saw he was getting really popular. And they got him off the show really early for fucking 2 minutes. You get eliminated off the show not by the other people playing with you, but by the judges.
Yeah.
So the judges were just
he
like, we
he
don't
talks about it in a couple episodes, and he says, yeah, it was awful. Everyone was a dick, and like I just hated it.
Yeah.
Oof.
I didn't watch it, but I watched someone review every episode of one of the seasons.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Still just as bad, if not worse, because Aaron wasn't there. It was interesting though. It was the specific job was playtesting for one of the Uncharted games.
That's not even worth it normally.
Right. So the game, I will say that when I say physical comedy games, I mean stuff that is truly unbelievably unrelated to actually playing games.
Something you'd see in Destroy, Build, Destroy.
Basically.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The only part, the only time in the entire season where they were at all did anything involving actually playing video games was the very last part of the very last trial. That's it. That's the only part where anything had anything to do with playing video games.
The first one with Aaron, at least, was they had to do an interview with like PlayStation like managers or whatever, but their head was like in a cage full of bugs.
Right, cage full of bugs. In the season
Yeah.
that I watched, there was one where they had to improvise a LARPing performance with props.
Was this
It was
this a like who where
It was
did
on
this
TV.
show on TV? On what channel? Like what studio produced this?
the bad channel.
I'm about to say what
Brown
studio?
channel.
What studio? Like who the fuck pitched that to this studio? Just being like, hey, we should do a show about like play testing. And then when that finally gets its way to like the game show producer, they're like, I don't know what the fuck a video game is.
Do
Like,
it.
I don't know. Man.
One of
It's weird.
the challenges was that they were split into teams, and one member of each team had a megaphone, and the others were blindfolded in big rubber inflatable balls and had to roll around according to the leader's instructions to knock over pins. That was one of the games.
This just sounds like a Japanese game show, but with this really like awkward veneer of like, hey, do all this ridiculous shit to get a job.
I will
Yeah.
also say there was the element of while they were on the show, they all had to live in the same like PlayStation suite or whatever, and there was an attempt to edit in like
Drama.
drama. Yeah, there was an attempt to edit in frame stuff that there was romance. One of the people, or actually several people from the show, spoke up and they're like, "Yeah, it's all bullshit, completely like faked or whatever." But like, the thing is, there's no point in drama if you don't influence who gets picked off, because the judges do, and they don't even pick off the losers most of the
Yeah.
time. Like,
So the entire
If you-
show, top to bottom, was pointless.
the
Yeah.
only thing I think the actual people playing it any influence over is if you won the challenge, you could not be eliminated. That's the only thing. If you lost the challenge, you could still be safe if the people wanted you to stay on there for demographics or other reasons.
For demographics or other reasons. Okay.
That felt like the last three people in the final challenge of the season I watched was straight, like, just boring looking white guy, girl, and black guy. Can you guess which one won?
The girl.
No, it was guy, boring looking white guy.
Shame.
It was the girl, right?
It was not. But I will
Could
say,
still be a girl.
one of the girls basically lost like 4 challenges in a row at Rock Bond Performance, and they kept her because they wanted to keep the girl in. And there's a point where she literally, like, one of the challenges, like, oh, we're gonna do like paintball because it's like aiming and shooting for a first-person shooter, and you can literally see her shoot
But
the
it's
paintball gun.
Uncharted.
Right. But the point is, you can literally shoot the paintball gun, and she's like, alright, you gotta move on to the next station. She literally just starts walking to the next station in this timed event, just casual walk.
Ooh!
The point... Ooh.
Slime.
But yeah.
Lame.
She basically literally commented on the guy's video as he's reading, like, yeah, at that point, I really just wanted to get off the show. I was phoning it 100%. Just get it
I was
over
about
with.
to say,
Kick me
if
off,
I were in
please.
her shoes, I would have done the same thing.
Very
yeah.
fair.
Anyways,
That's the tester.
that's more or less. There were some funny moments from, you know, the people, the contestants just being genuinely funny for sometimes. There was one point where the challenge was that they were going to be tested with basically fight choreography, but like you know, gamified, where it's like, all right, you have to walk to this guy and do punch, kick, block, and walk to this guy, and the next one is grab, kick, block, and you mess up, you gotta start over, and you have 3 lives, and that was the challenge. While they were given the quote-unquote training, which is just them memorizing the choreography, one of the guys in like full martial arts gear was like 100% taking it too seriously. And it looked like when the challenge came, it really looked like he was physically hurting the like prop actors that were gonna fake hit them, to the point where like he hit one of his prompts was he was supposed to block after a certain string hits, but he was just standing there because the guy was reeling and couldn't actually attack him because he was in too much pain.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Stop that. No.
No! Stop!
I can't even hit him! Oh my god.
My loom!
He fucking spawned behind my loom, dude!
Not the loom.
Plume of the loom.
I'm not gonna lie. This might not have necessarily been the most exciting stream, but we did get some good content out of it, with some like good moments that I will definitely clip later. And then B, this was also very chill, and I appreciated it.
Was it chill?
Overall, sure.
It was. I would agree with that. It was chill at times.
I mean, Lawrence and I still got some stuff to read if you'd like.
Oh my god,
We
there's
got
more? I
20
thought you were done.
No, you
there's
keep
more
going
there.
on different topics.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because we say one and then you're like, that's really funny. So.
Yeah.
That just means we got more to talk about.
That's true.
20 minutes left in the stream. Let's do it.
We'll do it. If I'm wearing a dress, am I naked from the bottom down? Well, I
Things
do
to
sure
think
hope
about.
you're wearing something else underneath.
I mean, you don't technically
take-
have to.
You don't have to, but.
No, I guess
You
not.
definitely should.
I mean,
I
you don't
would've-
have
Well,
to
then
wear
at that point, you don't have to wear clothes at all.
I mean, you're wearing a dress. That's still clothes.
clothes
like underneath.
beam.
Clothes beam. I order the club sandwich all the time, but I'm not even a member, man. I don't know how I get away with it.
It's pretty good. I like that one.
I just remember one of those try not to laugh videos where I'm interrupting, by the way, I'm delaying this progress more, but I remember trying not to laugh video where it was the guy came out and it was like, Daniel, where is he over there? Daniel, and it came with like a puppet of Goofy and it's like, where's my money, Daniel? If you don't give me my money, I'm gonna give new meaning to the Mickey Mouse Club. And he pulls out a giant caveman club. Club sandwich, a sandwich you could really hit someone over the head with.
Exactly.
So a baguette. Anyways, let's keep going.
That's pretty good.
Right. I started watching this movie, Space Jam, and wondered, how did they manage to get a band into space?
Space Jam with some space fruit, a killer space breakfast with a balanced space nutrition.
Space peanut butter. If you
Jam
find
out.
yourself... Oh, sorry, what?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you find yourself lost in the woods, fuck it, build a house. Well, I was lost, but now I live here. I have severely improved my predicament.
This is true.
Just pull a Minecraft.
I like
Exactly.
the statement of I have severely improved my predicament. Like, that's a really good turn of phrase. I like that.
You ever get lost in the woods? Just build a house. Easy.
Yeah. Just do it.
Not lost anymore. Tell that to Hilda.
Yeah, you're now home. If you find yourself in the desert, make a sandcastle. Then technically, the rest of the sand is simply your land.
You
Sound
own
pretty
the
good,
fucking
actually.
That's
desert.
looking pretty good.
Look at this.
I walked into Target, but I missed. I think the entrance to Target should have people splattered all around, and when I finally get in, the guy says, "Can I help you?" Just practicing.
Pretty good. Ooh.
You've only got 3 more of these.
Yeah,
Or sorry,
true.
2 more. Yeah, 3 more of these.
3 more. I was gonna stay overnight at my friend's house. He said you're gonna have to sleep on the floor. Damn gravity got me again.
Oh.
Oh,
There's a continuation where he's like, you know how much I want to sleep on the wall? I was walking by a dry cleaner at 3 a.m. and it said, sorry, we're closed. You don't have to be sorry. It's 3 a.m. and you're a dry cleaner. It would be ridiculous for me to expect you to be open.
This is very true. This is just a truism.
Yeah.
A maxim, if you were.
Ah!
It's unfortunate. Well, not unfortunate, but Mitch Hedberg's comedy very much relies on delivery and such, and I cannot obviously replicate that. I would highly recommend.
Totally fine. Totally understand.
I would highly recommend watching his stuff though, or listening to. He's a great comedian.
You could say that Grant's humor is more deadpan or dry. Tying back around to the start of the stream.
We've come full circle.
We've come full ovoid.
We've come.
We.
Anyways, last one. Lawrence.
The infinite monkey theorem states that a monkey hitting keys at random on a typewriter keyboard for an infinite amount of time will almost surely type any given text, such as the complete works of William Shakespeare.
Or a complete transcript of today's stream.
Did you hear that there was actually a study
that is even more
that
ridiculous to me than the
did you
Shakespeare
hear?
thing?
I don't know if you guys knew, but they literally did a study where they tried to have monkeys with typewriters. They spent a bunch of money getting a bunch of monkeys in a room with typewriters for an extended period of time, and
They
unsurprisingly,
destroyed the typewriters.
yes, and nothing of meaning was produced from this study.
But for that, you need an infinite amount of time.
Yeah.
Exactly, they didn't have that because you can't have that, so it just produced nothing.
So according to the infinite monkey theorem, a monkey will eventually type out.
Well, here's the thing. Conversely, there is also the finite monkey theorem, which is that monkeys will almost never type anything meaningful.
There is also.
I was gonna say they would
is
eventually
also
type out Mike and Melissa.
There is also the submerged monkey theorem, in which monkeys drown in water.
There is also the monkey wish, because I want to return to monkey.
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 Oh,
We're done with the quote.
You guys want to see something cool?
No!
Monkey. No!
Yeah,
No!
sure.
Stop!
Sure, what is
No!
Why are you doing this? Oh no.
Son of a bitch. You!
They never respawn, by the way. So they are an extremely finite resource.
Killed them.
I did. I'll do it again.
You monster.
Oop.
Do they do anything while alive besides sit there and dance?
They say nice things.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Like
worth
when it's because you know how there's you can see that there's like a day-night cycle.
Yeah.
If the night cycle just recently turned to day and you go walk by them, they'll wish you a happy morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I hate them.
I recently watched specifically One Jump Ahead and Friend Like Me from the live remake of Aladdin.
Okay.
They're okay.
They're fine. I will say,
What was the new song they added?
I don't remember, but I will say, One Jump Ahead sounds fucking horrendously bad compared to the original, but they do a lot more actually making Jasmine want to like Aladdin and also characterizing Aladdin and Jasmine. So I think it's an okay trade-off, I guess.
Are you talking about in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, so
As far as, like-
you're saying in the movie overall.
Well, I'm referencing the part of the movie where they sing One Jump Ahead. They fit in characterization in there, but it sounds awful.
Oh.
Because the guy is not very good at singing. Aladdin. He is reasonably handsome, and apparently, assuming he doesn't have a stunt double, reasonably good at stunts, although that could easily be a stunt double.
You know a movie came out and I never heard anything about it again? Whatever happened with the live-action Mulan?
It was bad.
It bombed.
It was a piece of trash.
Really?
Hey, Saba.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't
That's
heard
a
of it?
shame because Mulan is my favorite of the Disney princess movies.
Well,
Pretty sure there's no musical numbers in it.
the story
No,
that
there's-
you like is
Wait,
literally not
what are you
in
talking
the
about? There's
Mulan.
tons. Oh,
No, the
sorry,
live
sorry.
action remake.
You're
No,
saying
in
about
the
the
live
remake.
action.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what are you
It's not a
talking about?
musical.
I'm telling you, Zach, the movie that you like literally does not exist in the new Mulan.
Really? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Didn't they make the live action one to more closely reflect the actual like Chinese myth or whatever?
Right, but they half-assed it because
I heard the Chinese myth is like a couple of lines. So like
the
no,
Chinese
not
fable
really.
is like when I looked into it like years ago, it was more along the lines of like a few lines in like a proverb.
I mean,
Yep.
like, there's literally already a handful of Chinese retellings of Mulan that are infinitely more accurate and better produced. The only thing that Disney has going for it is budget. That's it. I also
I
want to
don't know.
mention, bring up Mulan reminds me. Are you guys familiar with Kingdom Hearts?
I have
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere, I swear.
I have never heard of Kingdom Hearts ever.
Okay. Well, I wanted to basically mention.
It does not plague my every existence. No.
I watched a review of a Kingdom Hearts board game, and I wanted to tell you that there are 11 playable characters, each with different stats. It's a reskin of a different board game, but with Kingdom Hearts branding, which is fine. But there's 11 characters, each with different stats or abilities. So some of the freebies are obviously you can play as Sora, you can play as Donald, Goofy, Mickey Mouse. You can play as Riku. You can also play as Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. You can play.
What about
Yes.
Vanitas?
You can't play as Venus. You can play as Shion though, and okay,
Can you play as Humble Bundle?
you can't.
Can you play as Zeus?
You can't play as Zeus.
Can you
I
play as
believe.
Can you play as Snow?
As
I
all
believe.
of us has.
So I believe you can play as I think Axel, or No, you can play as Roxas. But the 11th character in that list, you can also play as Mulan.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
It's just,
Mulan.
I have no idea.
Did you end the stream?
No.
Yeah.
I have to restart the what you calls it real
No, I
quick.
think that's just Zach's frustration manifesting itself.
I have to restart the Forager real quick. Give me a minute.
Oh, Zach, we also need to. Well, I know you told me to bring this up with the snap I sent you, but I didn't know if you wanted to do on stream or not.
Oh yeah, sure. Cause if I remember you sent me that snap. Did you the thing I wanted to ask you about? Did you send me the snap because I had told you about the thing about Zagreus and Dionysus?
Yes.
Dude, I'm so
I remember you
happy
telling me
about.
about that.
I'm really happy that you remembered.
Because I was looking at this and I saw it happening that Dionysus was just like, "Hey, you want to pull a trick on him?" And I was like, "Okay, well, whatever. I guess Zach's just gonna do it." And then that part happened, and I was like, "Yo, that's what Zach told me." They're clearly alluding to actual mythology there,
So
as well as literally the rest of the game.
I can
But yeah.
I can explain really briefly to those of you who are in the call. The main character.
No, I can explain it to you. Play Hades.
the main character of Hades is Zagreus, who.
Are you playing
What?
Minecraft?
No, I'm playing Forager. What? This is Forager.
Are we
It's a
going
new
back
update.
to? Are we playing? Are we starting the Obo Token SMP, Zach?
What the hell is
Over token
SMP?
SMP.
Survival multiplayer. They're very popular with groups of YouTubers or streamers now.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Oh, is that a thing? Because you are correct in that Northern Lion is also doing a multiplayer Minecraft thing now.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that
fucking-
this was a trend.
It's a big trend now. Fucking Dream has one, Rubber Ross has one, Alpharad has one,
Well,
a bunch of YouTubers have
who
one.
gives a shit about Dream?
I know.
Matt
But
Watson.
Matt Watson is part of one. The one that is not a criminal and I think child abuser was the news or whatever. Real shame that he shares
Ryan
his
Haywood?
name with. I don't know who Ryan Haywood is.
Who are you talking about? The one that was a child abuser?
Matt Watson.
Oh,
There's two Matt Watsons. One of them got
Different.
canceled for being
Oh.
a vagrant criminal, and one that's just a YouTuber.
Oh, I was very confused. I was like, "What? Really? Matt Watson is a child abuser?"
No, he just shares a name, which is very unfortunate.
That is
Damn.
actually quite unfortunate. Yes.
He received a lot of flack for it when the other one was getting trouble for it.
There's a guy who got really, or not really famous per se, but he got into YouTube doing StarCraft stuff on YouTube like many years ago. He then transitioned to World of Warcraft and then eventually Hearthstone, which is where he is now.
Wow.
And his name is Trump.
Whoa.
So for the past like 6 years, he spent because his Twitter handle is Trump SC, Trump StarCraft, and he just gets. But it shows. But prior to Trump becoming president of the United States, his would show up first when you looked up Trump, like at Trump, and so people would just immediately autofill and start yelling at him, and he's like, "I don't want to do this anymore." He stuck out. He stuck it out though.
Did you guys see that video I posted on air? The one on
It's
Reddit?
loading.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
did.
Quick work. Quick work, Adrian.
Hey there, Zach.
Nice.
Hey there, Zach.
Nice.
You know what that means? You guys play the game.
What is it?
Like say.
It's a video I posted from Reddit. Voiced by the actual Dionysus voice actor, Kaiser Neko.
Let me view this.
Kaiser Neko voice.
That actually
It
his
says
name?
NSFW. Should I listen to this or not?
Yeah, you can listen to it.
Maybe you should not
It's-
have stream, I guess.
It's fine.
I mean, it's not
Well, we
anything
should
we
be
wouldn't
fine.
say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I mean, not
I'm
something I would
listening.
say. But you guys, you know what? Nah, you guys probably would.
Hey there, Zach, man. Nice car.
Hey there, Zach, man. Nice cock.
All right, well, that's definitely something I would have said on stream, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so...
Oh, by the way, apparently that's actually a real thing you can get in the game to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that can
What,
happen in that
to
game.
have Dionysus say that you have a nice cock.
Apparently, Kaiser Neko posted on his channel, the voice actor of Dionysus, that this happens if you start a new game and give up 68 times in a row.
Dionysus.
I don't know.
And then on the-
I don't know if that's true.
And then on the 69th try, this will happen, supposedly.
I will have to
Well,
look into
Zach,
that
now
later.
you have
That's
something you
true.
gotta
That's
do.
amazing. Are you telling me I have to restart my entire save file?
No, just start a new game.
Yeah, but, I
Yeah,
have to,
restart
but I have to
restart
quit
your save file.
69
Do it for the
times.
meme.
Yeah.
That's fine. You should, yeah. Or you should,
It's easy for you to say.
I'm sure you have the free time, Zach.
I don't. I'm
Zach,
very
don't you
busy.
wanna
I'm
hear it?
working on episode 2 of Among Us.
Oh god. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention real quick. I fucking love the Bernie sitting memes. They're so good.
It's really good.
I want to ask you to create Kingdom Hearts.
I'm once again asking, who has been noted?
Who has been noted?
Dude, at least they're a perfectly
They're
I am
awesome.
in
6
the
feet
real
apart.
Olympus
They're
13.
pretty.
My fellow
Social
organization
media.
members. Some of us have been noted for many years, and other ones have not been noted at all. Is this fair? I ask of you.
I believe that the top 1% of protagonists are holding 90% of the Keyblades.
I mean, it's true.
Why, like, I hate Kingdom Hearts with a burning passion, but why is it just inserting people into the Kingdom Hearts universe is so fucking funny to me?
Because you could see it, because it already has, like,
It's already
It's like
weirdly shit
Smash.
characters.
Yeah.
It's like Smash.
So you could see. Bernie for Smash.
Bernie for Kingdom
Sanders for Smash. Oh, that's so good.
Speaking of which, Bernie Sanders as a Senate chairman, I believe it was.
Well,
That's good news.
Senate
All I
budgetary
know is
chairman.
Bernie Sanders is also a
Right.
meme of him sitting
Chairman
in a
of
chair.
budget.
That's all
That's
I
pretty
know.
good.
And that he should be in Smash, right, Saba?
Ooh, there's so many things that should be in Smash. Like
Yeah.
those,
Like
paper-
Bernie
cat
Sanders.
like fucking,
with like a strong arm.
like fucking
that
Paper
Shiba.
Mario.
Yeah, with strong
The
cat.
buff Shiba.
Bernard Sandman.
Bernard Sandman.
Bernard.
Oh
the
my god!
Sandman
Imagine the chaos that would ensue if fucking AI-15 added in Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump.
Oh god.
Oh,
They
no.
specifically wouldn't do that. They would be
Yeah.
the site.
So
would
that's why
crash.
That's why they specifically only did fictional like characters for media.
Yes, Grant. Yes. Perfect.
For Smash.
So with
Yeah.
Yes.
4 minutes left in stream, as I finish up on Forager here,
Forager, yeah.
does anyone else have any like hypotheticals or anything that they want to talk about?
Let's talk about hypothetical universes. What if I was really big and tall and strong?
Hey, Michael
You mean-
Vsauce here.
You mean if you were your brother?
True.
Who?
My brother could beat up your brother.
What if you were just another person?
I don't know about
Adrian?
that. Well, probably. I don't know. How good is your brother at one-handed karate?
About as good as he is at two-handed karate, probably.
Quite admirable, I'd say. The sign of a true warrior, having ubiquitous skills regardless.
Sure.
I remember 'cause
Dynamic.
my brother is considerably older than myself. Like in actuality, I think he's more rather like, you know, what is it when you marry into a sibling? It's like
sibling-in-law? Sibling-in-law?
It's like half brother, I think, or something.
Brother-in-law?
Isn't that
Sibling-in-law?
stepbrother?
Brother.
No, it's not stepbrother.
Stepbrother?
It's not stepbrother because it's on my mom's side, and my mom is still my mom. Like we share the same. We share
half.
the same.
You shame.
We shame.
It's half.
We share. Yeah, so it's half. Thank you.
Just half. But wait, so on the mom side, if your dad marries the mom, it's a step. But on the other side, it's half.
It depends like where you came from, because the same thing is like with my cousin, where
So
you are
cousins,
part from
so
one marriage and they are
half.
from another marriage from one of either the mom or the dad. Then that's half.
Basically, how much
Oh my
actual
God.
blood do you share with them is important.
So like
Oh,
so like if I
No, half is
if I was from my my dad didn't have a previous marriage, but if I was from my dad's previous marriage and then he married my mom who had Mindy and Randy, then we would be step siblings.
You would be siblings in law because you wouldn't have any genetics shared with each other. If you share genetics, then
What's
you're
step-
half.
Yeah, if you share genetics, then it's half. But
Right.
if you don't, then it's
Like
just
for
step.
example,
Yeah.
my older brother and I share the same mom but different dads, therefore we're half siblings.
And wait, no, brother-in-law is from marriage but not through your parents.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cuz like my brother's wife is technically my sister-in-law.
Okay.
Because she is on the same echelon of the family tree, but she is not related to the family at all.
Okay then.
Beyond marriage, but yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Anywho, the whole point of me bringing that up is
Beyonce.
that my brother only has one hand, and one of the very rare occasions that he ever, that me and him ever like fought physically, which never happened because he was like 28 when I was like 10, but or when I was like 5 or whatever. He used his one-handed arm to jab me extremely hard in the side, and it was very painful. And
Okay.
yeah, that was the entire
Well,
story.
Well, in that case, my brother could be your brother wouldn't feel good about it.
Wouldn't feel good.
Oh, it's really good. All right, well, that's a stream, everybody. We started the stream late, but that's fine. All right, that was good.
We
Forager.
started with Forager, we ended with Forager.
Yeah, I mean, what else were we gonna do? Not do that?
What are we gonna do next stream with, what is it, Grant and Saba not being here?
Yeah, so Grant and Saba are not going to be here, so I believe it's just going to be Adrian, Lawrence, and myself. In which case,
By this point, who knows? I might be there. Just gonna say I'm a wild card by this point.
Schrodinger, so
I was
Saba will be
supposed to be
Schrodinger
here
Saba.
Schrodinger Saba.
Yeah, there you go. Just you can just
We
not
have to
look
act
at
as if
me
Saba will both be there and not be there.
I can't do that. It's one of the reasons why I'm annoyed when people don't give me straight answers. Oh god, Unity was running in the background that whole time.
With what? What were you doing? Oh, Game Jam, right.
Yeah, because Kevin wanted me to go over some Unity stuff just to make sure, which we're apparently doing a 2D game, and I've never made a 2D game before, so I have some fucking tutorials to watch before Friday. But,
Sure.
Well,
right.
Zach, that'll help when we eventually make my game.
I didn't agree to anything.
Saba's game, the game where you play as Saba, and that's the premise.
Basically,
that's my
don't
life.
let her.
World.
Basically, and
Super
don't let her
Saba
tell you
world.
otherwise. So anyway, so tomorrow we will be playing Monster Camp. We'll be doing a playthrough with the new characters, which will be fun.
Hell yeah.
Next weekend we are off. Like, we're just not doing it. On Sunday, if Colin brings a controller, we'll be doing Journey. And if he doesn't,
I should note he did say he was getting it. I think today.
Okay. Well, we'll
The
still.
controller.
If he does have the controller tomorrow, we will be doing Journey, because Saba and I tested that, and it turns out that it does work with the controller. If not, we will be playing Monaco, 4-player split-screen co-op.
Ooh.
So that'll
Monaco's
be exciting.
pretty good.
All
So
right.
yeah, sorry that you're gonna miss Monster Camp, Grant.
Man.
And Saba.
You can watch.
I'll
Saba.
probably miss
And
it.
maybe
though.
Saba.
You can
Man,
watch
Mr.
the
Camp.
VOD later.
I'll
and then
I'll be in Twitch. I'll probably be in Twitch. That's where
we
I'll
will
be.
definitely be coming back to Monster Camp at some point. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of stuff that I really want to play in between.
So wait, what are we doing tomorrow again?
Tomorrow is Monster
Tomorrow
Camp.
is Monster Camp.
Okay.
It's
Are we gonna
Mon-
have the fourth person just be Rando?
What do you mean, rando?
You have to have 4 people, right?
I mean,
You don't have to.
You
You
don't.
can have
You
3.
can just say 3. Yeah.
Oh. There you go, yeah.
I think there was a time previously where we were doing Monster Prom, like the first game, and we only had 3 people, and we had the 4th player as a vote.
Right. So we had the
so I
fourth
think
person be our democratic robot.
So I think we can have it as Alien X. Yeah.
Sure, democratic robot.
Alien
All right.
All right. Well, we're good. Good night,
Later.
everybody.
Okay.
Good night.
everyone.
See y'all
Bye,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Sleep in my own bed. I'm so excited.